and welcome to the Festival of Football, Festival of Watchalongs. Me and Rowan are smiling faces
It's
after
it's
it's the
the
countdown.
intro. It's
It's
because
a brilliant.
when you heard, you can see the other person, and I realised it when I was doing it. Josh would have just seen me doing this, and I just saw the same. He was going dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun, 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 dun.
we bob along to the countdown, but welcome everyone to the Festival of Football Watchalongs. Tonight's game, it is the second quarter-final of the one-legged Champions League tournament. It is Atletico Madrid versus Leipzig, and I am joined by Mr. Rowan O'Connell. How are you, Rowan?
Hello, I'm very good, thank you, Kieran. I'm looking forward to tonight. How are you though today? How are you?
I am. I'm also looking forward tonight. I waxed lyrical last night about how much I love Diego Simeone, his passion, his tactics. But we will quickly glance over yesterday's fixture because many have built tonight as attack v defence, and many built last night as attack v attack. It took a while, but we got goals after 90 minutes. What was your opinion, Rowan, on the game in general? As I watched it live, so
You watched it live, and I was watching it while I'm trying to get some wins on Warzone, and it. I was expecting a lot more fast-paced game, and I think it was a very slow game. I think when that Atalanta goal went in, I think it was slowed down a lot more because obviously Atalanta would want the win and they were slowing the game down. But when the goals came, they didn't stop coming for PSG and they put that pressure on them. And unfortunately, I think I would have loved Atalanta to go through. I really would have. But PSG did sneak that 2-1 victory. And did they deserve it? Probably, yeah.
yeah, I think the neutrals were all for a bit of Atalanta. We're all underdog fans, and they really were the darlings of the tournament with their style of play,
Yeah.
and they were really fearless for lots of periods of this tournament. But sadly, they came up a little bit short. Neymar got man of the match. I think at moments yesterday was very questionable, but overall a good game. So
Mm-hmm.
we went from attack v attack to now attack versus defence as a free-flowing RB Leipzig take on a very structurally compact Atletico Madrid side.
Mm-hmm.
But some, we think, questionable decisions for
Well, what
both
team do you want to start off with, Leipzig or Atletico?
Leipzig, because we'll talk about the Atletico thing in a minute. But we'll
There we
start with
go. Let me
Leipzig
load it up.
first.
There we go. And let me zoom in. There you
Uh,
go.
there we go. So as we can see, Julian Nagelsmann is coming off a successful Bundesliga campaign. I would say they were running for the title for a little bit, but came third in the end. He has gone with mainstay Peter Galaxia in goal, a back four of Angelino, Klosterman, Upamecano, and Halstenberg, a midfield three of Marcel Sabitzer, Kevin Campbell, and Konrad Laimer, and a front three of Christopher Nkunku, Yusuf Poulsen, and Danny Olmo. Of course, there is no Timo Werner. And on the bench, Willie Orban, Amadou Haidara, Forsberg, Adams, Luckman, Schick, the usual, and then a few youngsters scattered in as well. Rowan, your opinion on the starting 11 and the lack, of course, of Timo Werner, who's now at Chelsea?
I'm a very big fan of Yusuf Poulsen. I love the tall, bounding player. And for me, Yusuf Poulsen, but he's all right on his feet. He's all right. I think the Leipzig team, after doing all the watchalongs, is a very decent team. But you look at them and think, okay, Sabitzer quite a very good attacking midfielder and a sort of resort to that central player. Kevin Campbell and Konrad Laimer, all very just good hands. Your defence, again, you've got Angelino, not great at City, but after watching him all the Bundesliga watch-alongs, was useful for Leipzig. Former Hull City legend, Peter Galaxy, obviously. I was surprised you didn't get that in.
No.
Nkunku has adapted well to the wing. Same with Danny Olmo there, who has had a decent start at Leipzig. And it's not the best side, because obviously we are missing that main man, but it's a side who can probably do a job.
Yeah, definitely. I think the interesting thing is about Leipzig, they have no out-and-out wingers. I look at Nkunku and Olmo, I'd want them to drift inside, just behind Yusuf Poulsen, a little bit wider than your centre midfielders. And then, as we've talked about, I remember watching Leipzig, I think, against Tottenham, and their deepest player was Marcel Sabitzer, who's an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
But with Konrad Laimer, you've got that box-to-box engine who is really crucial. And as you say, Angelino has really impressed since he got there tonight. But we'll move on to Atletico Madrid's starting 11.
So I was just reading the comments before going to that. Kieran said Nagelsmann hasn't got his Nike top on today. Josh said, good evening, boys. Look forward to seeing Llorente up top.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can hear that, but distant Wilpie is still crying and cursing Marcus Llorente. So go on, let's talk through this Atletico.
I have heard Will Peters on the bench behind Morata, flipping him the birds behind him, but
he's giving him a wet willy.
Josh would be so happy with that.
Typical Josh Catwell move.
Yes, the starting 11 for Atletico Madrid. Obviously, Simeone has selected Jan Oblak in goal as a mainstay. A back four of Lodi, Jimenez, Savic, and Trippier. Your standard back four. Now, this midfield four, it'll be interesting to see where they line up because I know Koke can drift to the right. Saúl can do the same. But at the moment in this lineup, it's Hector Herrera, the Mexican international, lining up at right midfield with Saúl and Koke in the middle. And my beloved Yannick Ferreira Carrasco on the left. And then up top, Diego Costa and out-and-out CDM, Marcus Llorente. But I've been scrolling through the team news. Apparently, he plays there for many of the season. So, Rowan, and obviously João Felix, Morata, Lamar, Partey on the bench alongside Vitolo. Your opinion on this starting 11?
And the biggest thing to talk about this starting 11, they're going to be dangerous from corners. Because if you look at everyone's neck size, they are going to be heights above all this Leipzig team. I don't know what's going on with the social media manager when drawing up the starting 11, but every single Atletico Madrid player has got a long neck. But if we're talking about the team, you've got the defence. We know the defence is a solid thing. Kieran Trippier, an Englishman and Spanish League of foreigner, doing actually, again, a decent job. I think a lot of these players are decent. That midfield is very nice to Saúl, Koke, Herrera, and Yannick Ferreira Carrasco, obviously. Was he at he signed in January? Did he sign in January from China?
Yeah, he did. Well, he left Atletico to go to China and then come back in January because he decided it wasn't for him. But
surprisingly,
who'd have thought? There's lots of surprising kind of movement in this team. I think there will be a lot of movement in the actual game itself. I think we'll see a lot of different players out on the right and maybe a few different central midfield pairings. But we'll talk about your predictions for the game, Rowan, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Attack v defense. But what do you think we're going to see tonight?
That's it. As I've my running theme in the Champions League, in Europa League watchalongs, I want an extra time penalties. And this is probably the best game we may get with a draw. I'm going to go a 2-2 draw after full time, 3-3 after extra time, then penalties. I think the biggest thing is that Atletico bench can do, like João Felix, a youngster, could really mark his name because he hasn't really had the best start at Atletico. Obviously, he's going to be under a lot of pressure. He's their golden boy. So yeah, João Felix, you've got Morata there, you've got Thomas Lamar and Thomas Partey. Partey is surprised a lot in the team, but he'll definitely come on. And I'd be very surprised if he doesn't come on in this game. He's been a very solid hand for Atletico this season.
I do agree. I think the bench of Atletico, I'd say, is arguably stronger, and obviously the lack of Timo Werner, I think that you can't underestimate that after how many goals he got this season. And it'll be interesting to see how it affects the game from Nkunku, because he's got so many assists this season, but he would have learned the movement and know where Timo Werner is, and they would have had that understanding. Yes, Yusuf Poulsen is good, but he's not Timo Werner by any means. And I know
he's a very different player, isn't he?
Yeah. I think both Schick and Poulsen aren't Timo Werner. They've not got his pace. They've not got his dribbling. However, aerially, do you think that would probably benefit them going a little more balls in the air rather than balls in behind?
Well, they've had a lot of time off. Obviously, I think Bundesliga finished a month ago. I think Spanish League 3 weeks ago. So both teams have had time to adapt. But that month probably is so pivotal for Leipzig to train for this game and play around Yusuf Poulsen and play them high balls in. It'll be interesting to see how they do operate without Timo Werner. Obviously, he's going to be a big miss. Yeah. Well, it's an incredible miss for the club. But if Poulsen really can have a good performance here and maybe say, you don't need to sign another striker, I'm here. I can do the job.
Well, I think that's what the mantle, I think, would land more on the likes of Patrick Schick, because he's a young guy, used to be at Roma, whereas Poulsen, he's not old by any means, but I just don't see him as that number 9 for the future for Atletico Madrid. And you talk about that extra month break. in general, quite a poor season for Atletico Madrid. I think lots of draws in there, but not many losses. The last time they lost was in February against Real Madrid, 1-0. So do you think, for example, how they performed in the league, Leipzig overachieved to an extent, battling for the title for quite a long time compared to Atletico really being disappointed? Do you think that will mentally play any part in the game?
I think the problem with Atletico is, like you said, them draws, and when you need the wins, you've got to get goals, and you've got to be scoring more than the other team. I'm just explaining the rules of football here, but it's simple basics. You've got to score, and with all them draws for Atletico, it will have to be a change of mindset of, right, we need to push forward heavy. I mean, you do look at the Bundesliga. I can't find last season. It's not going to show them. There it is, Leipzig. Obviously, both teams finishing third in the respective leagues. Leipzig only 4 losses in the entire season. It was the same as Bayern Munich. And you know what? It's going to be such a tough game to predict because Leipzig might play that Timo Werner never mattered. Yet they may play like he was the only thing carrying through a season.
Well, I think we'll see a lot about their testament tonight. We've got some predictions in the chat from Josh and Kieran Dillon. No 0-0s, which I'm surprised no one's mentioned. 2-2 extra time and pens. And
sorry, there you go.
KD's gone 2 and Atletico. And the interesting thing is, Josh has mentioned he's been playing. I did say he's been playing at striker for a few months, and he does want to go more attacking. But
it's a bold attacking switch.
It is. Well, he did score a wonderful goal against Liverpool, of course. I think both of these teams knocking out English talents. RB Leipzig dominating Tottenham Hotspur. They were never even in doubt. Yeah, exactly, outclassed. And Atletico, they beat the reigning European champions. I don't know if you've got your hand on your chest for the anthem of the Champions League.
It is for the anthem of the Champions League, thank you.
Right, okay. Before the game starts, because only 2 minutes till kickoff, I will ask you one final question. I would probably say scoreline and who does one-legged fixtures fare? Leipzig or Atletico Madrid?
The problem is with these one-legged fixtures, it's been so hard to predict. Just because when it's 2 legs, a team can get a feel for that first game. And it's going to be the team who gets that first goal for me. Because the first goal means everything in these legs, personally. Because that is such momentum building. You don't have to worry about, hey, we're going into the second game only 1-0 down. No, this is your final chance. I'm going to go 2-2 end at half, end of the game, 3-3 end extra time penalties. And I think it's going to, I don't know, favour Atletico. Why not? You, Kieran?
I think it favours Leipzig for the pure fact that I feel like Atletico, if they had a lead in the first leg, they would be better at defending a lead. Whereas in a game like this, you can't really defend the lead. We saw that with Atalanta. Because it's over 90 minutes, they will just put everyone forward. In a first leg, if you're 1-0 up, the other team might not go all out. They're not really that bothered. But when you've got 90 minutes to change your team's destiny, I'm going to go with Atletico 2-0.
Oh, well, we got Alexa who commented Atletico to win 2-1. Katie went after tonight. Well, we've seen every team play. We can make a better prediction of who could win the UCL for sure. Alexa, defensive, well-organised teams thrive in these circumstances. I don't think PSG might win then. And Alexa, remember Portugal 2016? Remember Greece 2004? Atletico has the best chance that they maybe ever had to go win it.
We were talking last night, and this side of the bracket, PSG and Atletico Madrid or Leipzig or even Atalanta before last night, they would have really fancied their chances on this side. Because on the other side, you've got Barca, Bayern, you could have had Juve and Man City. So I think the other side of the bracket was much more valuable.
Yeah. I think Lyon have got a very strange chance, if that makes sense.
A chance to go through?
Yeah. Just because I know we've got them in it sounds here, they are definitely the underdogs out of everyone left.
Yeah, I mean, now. But I don't think I saw enough from them the other night. And by the way, Rowan, we didn't sync up before this. which was
We did.
probably a better.
But it's fine because we can do it when the timer goes. So we'll
Yeah,
find out. We can do it naturally because you're gonna when your game kicks off, you're gonna count down so all the viewers can sync up.
Yeah, of
We really should
course.
have synced up before this, but
Yeah, we really should have. It's almost like we've never done a stream together
it is.
before.
It's like me and Kieran don't really have that natural the chemistry of multiple streams together. But we'll figure it out. We'll go as we go. Expect a lot of puns tonight because I've already got my list.
Right. Okay. I'm glad because we did list them the other night, and I did see a comment from KD, and I think you did read over it that after tonight we will have seen every team play, and now that is a really good point because we can only know so much, and this will be the first time we'll have seen Leipzig and Atletico since the restart. And as we said, on this side of the bracket, you've got a real good chance of making it to a final at least, because PSG didn't look the greatest last night.
No.
But we have kicked off now. I don't know if yours has already kicked off.
Mine has. I'm just waiting for the timer to come in the top left so I know. Okay, yeah. Right. So just count down the timer's gone.
When it's in the top left, I will get there. It's not there just yet.
There we go. Okay.
It's on. Oh, it's gone. It's disappeared. Why has it disappeared?
Yeah, no. Say when you're on 25. I've paused it on 25.
Right, okay. We are on 23, 24, 25. There we go. We've got Darren Fletcher and Steve McManaman on commentary. No, we don't. We've got Rowan O'Connell and Kieran Lawler.
I mean, who would you rather have? Two old men, they're not even that old, or two youngsters?
Well, I know Steve McManaman's fuming because Atletico beat Liverpool, so he's just going to be biased all night long. Look at Alexa. He knows that this duo is the greatest commentary tandem. To not work. Oh, to not work. Oh, dear.
It's not even there for me, the comment. So,
I thought it was a compliment.
I can't even see it, so I'm going to say thank you until I can see it, and I'll just...
Compliment.
There we go. The duo is the greatest commentary tandem.
Not to not work. Oh, wow.
Oh, we've had 1 minute 15, right? Watch wait till we get to the 78th minute and we're bouncing off each other like a ping pong.
Right. Great start, guys, and I know where it's coming. KD feels personally attacked. Oh, see, Alexa. It's all right. I don't think Kieran read it properly either. But not much to start the game. And I'm trying to see Angelino much higher of the wing backs, Klosterman a bit more tucked inside.
Did not click then. I was like, where is Angelino? Oh, he's operating at left mid.
Yeah, he is. He's pushed really high forward.
So see that? You don't get that lovely sync drinking with Josh and Kieran.
Oh, thank you. No, Kieran, I didn't read it properly at first either. So we have just under 3 minutes played in this one so far. Slow start, but lots of Leipzig touching the ball. And this is what Atletico are known for.
Letting the other team have that possession. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure in the past they must be like one of the teams with the least possession to make it so far. I don't know if you saw before the game. Simeone, since arriving in 2011, has 7 trophies and 2 UCL finals. That is unbelievable. Do you think Simeone been around the block a lot longer than Julian Nagelsmann? Do you think that'll matter tonight in terms of, maybe either seeing out a game or tactically being better off as Lima comes down the right, whips it in? It's felt a chip ball over to Angelino, and it's an early corner. Sorry to cut you off, Rowan.
No, it's fine because I was watching. It'll definitely matter. We've seen that older managers can dictate a game smarter than the younger managers, just because they will know in nearly every single situation that can happen in a game. And unfortunately, Leipzig don't really have that European pedigree yet. But Nagelsmann has proven this season that he can get wins with this Leipzig team as the corner will come in.
And it's
that's a hoofing header.
It's a rising header by Stefan Savic. He's really grown since leaving. He's got it out again, but it's fell on the volley. Oh.
Wow!
Oh. It was a wonderful cross by Christopher Nkunku. Savic's header wasn't as good this time, more lofty rather than length. So it fell to Halstenberg, who volleyed it over.
Should have been 1-0.
Should have been.
He had a lot of space.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I've just seen.
go on.
I've
Go
seen
on.
KD compare to bits of the Austrian Luke Ayling.
That is definitely hair. He's only going off hair. There's no way you could comparing the two.
And Leipzig are coming again.
Blocked.
I mean, I think we may see a similar stat to what we saw with the Wolves Sevilla game. But the game, did you see the possession stats? Sevilla 73%, Wolves 27%.
I wish I hadn't seen the game because it was very, very boring.
Oh, I love the game. I can't wait for this.
Lima. Oh.
This Sunday, where you're going to get the first Europa League semi-final watch-along.
Yeah, it will be Wolves versus Sevilla in that one.
It'll be Sevilla, Manchester United.
Yes, it will. You're right.
Well, that's all right. You've got an excuse. We were talking about Wolves before.
Wolves have been knocked out. My apologies.
Yeah, there are two more watch-alongs, obviously, this weekend. We've got tomorrow, we've got Josh and KD for Barcelona and Napoli. And then a Saturday.
Barcelona, Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich. See, we're both getting games wrong. And then on Saturday, it's Manchester City versus Lyon. Correct?
This is a travesty. Me and you will never be able to work together again. It's been
50%.
Yeah, we got 50% of the teams right. It's been a fast start though from Leipzig. We've had early chances for Halstenberg, and then there was a cross earlier, and good pressing by Yusuf Poulsen, and that's what he will bring you. He will bring you lots of energy. It's the 35.
For me, I hate stuff like because it's just two people going at it. It's a battle of strength.
Yeah, he's backed into him to earn the foul.
Yeah, like Lodi's opened himself up, which means Olmo has to foul him.
Yeah, Josh with a brilliant point, Josh. Technically, you're not wrong, and there would have been second legs. You see, we're
a step ahead of the game.
Love Josh. He always makes excuses for us. It's brilliant.
I think if we're out Josh in these watch-alongs, we may have got nearly every single sentence wrong. Or every single watch-along claim or stuff. I mean, Josh always does get the time of the wrestling podcast wrong, but I'll let him off. I'll let him have that one.
I remember that time when he put it at the bottom of the stream, he got the day and the time all wrong.
It's fine.
It's all right. Kieran L loves a bit of Renan Lodi on Unlimited. I did at the start of the year. Renan Lodi in a team full of special cards. We love Renan Lodi.
Atletico finally started getting a chance in Leipzig's third, but it goes out for a throw-in.
They haven't been able to build much, have they? I think it's been much more of Leipzig. Good start as well from RB Leipzig. We're a big confidence builder, I would say.
If the game carries on like this, we're going to have an entertaining game. I think a lot of like you said, the Atalanta PSG game, not the most exciting. I think all I want is just a fun game where it's back and forth.
Yeah, and another comment from Kieran James Dillon. Poulsen looks like Damien Priest. Does he?
I don't think he does, Kieran, but I appreciate the trying for the comparisons.
Yeah, he is. It's a good effort.
But you could say the same for Kevin Campbell. If Kevin Campbell looked like Damien Priest because he's got similar hair as Poulsen.
Oh, I'm not sure about that top knot. We'll have a look at him again. Again. And Carrasco has earned a foul from Marcel Sabitzer, who was Luke Ayling earlier.
Yeah, it does actually look a bit like Luke Ayling, in fairness.
Yeah,
I'll give it. That one's reasonable. Maybe not Damien Priest, but definitely the Luke Ayling resemblance.
Renan Lodi has the ball on the left-hand side, midway into Leipzig's half. As we talked about earlier, you said, Rowan, about the height of Atletico. I think you specifically said long necks, but, you know.
Well, if you look at it, that's a
really poor ball.
Just straight into the first man.
It is. Leipzig not looking to counter extremely fast. I think that misplaced ball really stopped the flow.
I mean, you look on that left-hand side, they've really got a villain in the Ted 2 villain, Angelino.
Right.
He does, right? He does look like him. I've never had a chance to justify it on the Bundesliga watch-ons because we're all watching the same games. But he stuck with me. He does look like the villain from Ted 2. I'm not having it.
I haven't recently watched Ted 2.
Fine. Have you ever watched Friends? Because it's the same actor who plays. He looks like Phoebe's brother. If that helps.
I'm not
trying to think what else it is.
I'm not a Friends fan, to be honest with you. And it's another free kick given away by RB Leipzig. This time it was Dale Upamecano trying to get the ball ahead of, I think it was Diego Costa, and came through the back of him.
Mm-hmm.
Another foul for Lodi. Hopefully this delivery can be better than the last.
If it makes over the first man, it is definitely better.
Yeah, but a bit more central this one, so he won't go for as much width. Maybe more of a floated ball over the top.
So this is in Porto, right? Isn't it?
Lisbon,
is it? I knew we were in Portugal.
I tell you what, former Hull City legend Peter Galaxy. It was a header by Stefan Savic, and it was a lofted header, and it was going into the net, but Galaxy claims it, but he's falling backwards and manages a very awkward save from.
Savic was doing incredibly well there to beat Upamecano and Poulsen to a header.
Yeah, Galaxy has done well there indeed.
I've just seen Alexa's comment. Poulsen looks like Jada Pinkett Smith if somebody turned the ugly meter up to 5.
I don't know who that is.
Will Smith's wife.
Oh dear. Right.
Leipzig are coming there.
Entanglement and all that, right? Or whatever it was called. I don't know. I'm not good with pop culture.
You really are. How tall's Kieran Trippier? Because I was going to say in the lineup, he looked really small compared to everyone else.
A very small man.
They could have just at least put him next to Koke or Herrera or something. No, I think they put him next to Savic.
Oh, it's brilliant when you look at the Napoli lineup and they put the defenders next to Insigne. It's brilliant. But sustained pressure from Leipzig now after that opportunity. Upamecano finding himself very high into Atletico's half.
He's retreated extremely quick back.
Oh, it's fell to Campbell, who's put it on the edge of the box for Sabitzer, takes it past one. Oh, I think they'll check that, even though I don't think it was handball personally.
I don't think it was handball. Sabitzer didn't even claim it, so I don't think they'll check it out. And
that's Upamecano again, bringing it forward. He's one of them driving runs. I remember him doing one against Bayern Munich. He's found Poulsen, who's left it for Angelino. Oh,
I thought that was a shot at first.
No, but the width being created by Angelino. He's a real good weapon on that left-hand side.
I've seen that. Poulsen does well, leaves it. There's enough pace in the ball to go Angelino, just a poo across. He tries to play it low. Doesn't go even into the box. But it's a great start from Leipzig. Multiple attacks on this Atletico defence. Atletico defending well, though.
And let's be fair, when did they not? Atletico Madrid, it's rare you'll see them get beat more than one odd in a game. But that's also the problem.
You look at the defenders, and you don't think, oh, well,
Lodi,
that's nice.
He's on the overlap left-hand side. He's cut inside. He's giving it to, what a save. He gave it to Ferreira Carrasco, who struck it with the right on the inside of the box. But it's a good save. Lovely link-up play from
well worked
Carrasco and Lodi. It was a really good 1-2. And good save by Peter Galaxy.
Glossman just loses Carrasco. It's just lovely play by both of them. Lodi just using his pace there to get down the wing and put that ball to Carrasco.
Yeah.
No, Kieran, we're not going to do that comparison because I don't think it worked.
It's another rising header by Jimenez, and it will drop to Saul, who's fell over, but he's kept it in with his head quite fantastically.
Phil Jones-esque. I mean, why was Galaxy leaving? He's claiming for something, but
I think he must have been.
Yeah, why was Galaxy? He could have easily got the ball and he just leaves it for him.
He didn't want to risk coming through the man to get the ball and maybe giving away a penalty, but Saul felt tripped, but he somehow, whilst falling, kept the ball in with his head while it was on the floor. But
they are checking it because I don't think you have audio on, do you?
No.
So I can tell you, yeah, they are checking it.
Yeah, it feels weird because he did just kind of trip out of nowhere because it looked like he was going to get on the end of it, and then suddenly he's on the floor keeping it in with his head.
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. The whole. Me and Josh had a really good talk about it. I'd like to get. What is your sort of opinion on VAR?
Oh, I was in the chat. I was in the chat, and It
I'd like
is.
to eat it from your mouth.
What?
No,
Not right from my fingers? All right.
no,
Fair
from your
enough.
fingers, from face
No.
to face.
Yeah. I'll stop being a keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
Basically, for me, it should stay. I don't think it needs to go, but there also needs to be some sort of, line of ruling. I think that's always the problem. It's very inconsistent, and I will carry on, but I've just seen Sabitzer has dispossessed Lodi. There's space down the right, and it's Lima. It's a brilliant recovery tackle from Jose Maria Jimenez. Really took the
I'm glad
mantle
you're
from.
here, right? And you're doing the main commentary because I was going to say Lodi made the tackle then.
No, Lodi got dispossessed and was nowhere near the ball.
See, that's why I'm never amazing at when it's two teams that I don't know. The Atletico side, Red Bull Leipzig with Leipzig, sorry, I can tell quite easily. Still
Yeah,
checking for the penalty.
they are. I've just seen that in the bottom left. But in VAR terms, right, the thing is, fouls are all subjective. So what's a penalty for one person isn't for another. So I think we need a streamlined set of rules. It's the same with handball. It's the same with, and then it's sometimes I kind of just want to see this. No, he's fell over his own leg.
Yeah,
He's tripped over himself.
No. Does Galaxy stamp on the back of his leg?
I'm trying to look. I have my tablet just in front of this. I'm guessing it's check over anyway. So
yeah, I think check's over. But I thought Galaxy clipped to the back of his foot. He's very close, if not.
Yeah, but as I say, I just need one streamlined set of rules because everything's subjective. More use of the monitor, especially in the Premier League. But sometimes as well, like the Juventus Lyon game the other night, what a lovely spin by Yannick Ferreira Carrasco. He
Still
skipped
going.
past Klosterman, he skipped past him all the way out of play. But yeah, basically that's what I mean. Like it should stay. It should stay. But the offside one's dodgy for me. I just rather them take it at a glance rather than look at that toenail. Like I'd rather them just take it at a glance. If it's clearly offside, fine. But if it's not. If it's not directly clear, then just leave it.
If it's something you can't control, yeah,
Lovely.
It's so nice there.
From Lima, who's picked it up again and check over, so it must not be a penalty.
No.
And that switch of play to Angelino, he's on all day, but he's nearly dispossessed that. And I've got to admit, I think they might be playing a 3 and using Lima as a wing back.
Lima's did great there.
Yeah.
Campbell wasted with the shot.
I'm seeing Klosterman drop back and not even blurry forward. So I think it'll be 3. Klosterman, Upamecano, Halstenberg, Angelino and Lima as the wide men.
Yeah. I mean, this game was possibly... There was rumours that it was going to be delayed or cancelled, obviously, due to some Atletico players getting COVID, Correa being one of them.
Yeah, and Simi Vasaico.
Was it Vasaico the other one? Because I saw that he weren't in the starting 11 or the subs, and I thought that was a bit strange.
Yeah, Vasaico tested positive. Kieran James Dillon did put that might be a pen. Turns out it wasn't. I didn't get to see the clip because of where my camera is located, so sadly I missed it. But for me, I just saw the bit where he taps his own ankle.
I think it's fair. I couldn't tell probably, but there was a chance that Galaxy just clipped like one stud.
Yeah. But nothing of it.
We're talking about this. Alexi did say so happy to see Savic was a legitimate that replaced Godin in the hard defence. Sort of forced Godin out the club, really. Not out the club, but you know what I meant.
No, Godin was such a long-serving player for Atletico Madrid. And, of course, I think they really have a man in Jimenez who can really carry that thingy. I know both Uruguayan, that's not the comparison, but, they were such a good partnership. And he learned from Godin so much that I think Jimenez can be the guy to lead the Atletico defence.
Herrera, then, he's got blonde highlights. A lot of the players in this game have got hints of blonde highlights in, Kev Campbell being one.
Yeah, obviously Herrera signed this summer. Or was it? I think it was this summer from, or was it last summer? From Porto. So he's used to playing in Portugal. But I'm not sure if it was this summer or last summer with Hector Herrera.
I'll tell you, it'd help if I could spell Herrera. I think I got it there, yeah.
Carrasco whips the ball in. There's man free at the back, but it's a brilliant leaping clearance from Halstenberg. Was it this summer?
I'm currently loading up Transfer Market.
No worries.
2019. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, not this. So forget it.
It was this season's transfer window technically.
The pandemic has caused all sort of confusion.
Signed for 19.8 million.
Yeah.
No, free transfer. Sorry, it was a free.
Was it? Oh, I mean, it's a brilliant move. To be fair, from Porto, sloppy from Atletico Madrid again. What would you make of the opening 20 minutes? Because we are 20 minutes in now.
That left side of Atletico is dangerous with Lodi and Carrasco, but Leipzig have had some incredible pressure on the Atletico defence. But as you said before the game, that defence is so stone wall. The Leipzig haven't really haven't really bring Oblak into question.
No, very very cagey. There's been half chances, but Carrasco has skipped again in behind on the left hand side, tries to get the cross in, and Lima follows him all the way brilliantly.
Alexa did say, how different would the tactical setup of both teams be if Werner was on the pitch? Very different. He makes about 4% of their attacking threats.
That Atletico line would have to drop a bit deeper because they'd be worried about the spacing behind. I don't think they worry about Nkunku's pace or Paulson's pace. They're quite quick, but they're not electric like Timo Werner. So I believe they can, as long as they keep that line, I don't think anyone's trying to break in behind, which is probably that tactical setup.
So there, that Paulson drifted to the right side with Nkunku as the makeshift striker for a second there.
And I remember Leipzig playing two up top, but Nkunku was listed as the striker next to him. So they've obviously had to change that now because they haven't got Timo Werner. So I think the tactical shape for Leipzig has changed ever so slightly. But be interesting to see if they replace Timo Werner with somebody.
I didn't realise how long Paulson's obviously been at Leipzig, nearly 7 years.
Been there since, not that they were nobodies, but when they first originated in, I think, was he in Bundesliga 3?
2013, probably 3 then, yeah.
Yeah. He's done all the promotions as Yusuf Paulson.
Leipzig are a team who probably, I'll reserve my...
Danny Olmo spreads the play to Nkunku. There's an overlapping run, but he ignores it. No, he doesn't. He gives it to him, but the ball was too close to Kieran Trippier covering on the right. It's both teams' left-hand side. Angelino's making bombing runs from wing-back on the left, and from Ferreira Carrasco for Atletico.
Nkunku just plays the ball just a little bit too late. If he does that, instead of bringing it on the inside, just pass it a bit earlier. Angelino's got a bit of time and space.
He looks as if he was going to shape to shoot, and I don't know if that was part of the bait, but he got me. I thought he was going to line up to shoot.
Absolutely whipping him.
Yeah, I think his mind was caught, and he gave the ball a bit too close to Kieran Trippier. He's really developed as a defender, as I thought he would under Simeone. They're so good defensively, he was going to improve.
I mean, Leipzig are sort of a team who can not be loved by a lot just because they are a company, basically. As Leipzig do come again.
Campbell. Is he going to look for the ball inside? No, he gives it to Angelino. Get the cross in. Yusuf Paulson will try. Does get a glance on it, but gives away a foul. It's one of them. He's a bit rough and tumble in the box for the referees liking, which is fair enough.
We'll try third time look at Leipzig are a team that can probably be hated in sort of the Bundesliga and probably football just because they are called Red Bull Leipzig, regardless of what their proper name is. Red Bull is plastered.
Rasenball Sport.
Rasenball. It's Red Bull. It's plastered everywhere. But they're a team who've done it organically. If you know what I mean, in terms of they've gone from the lowest of lows, well, now the highest of highs.
Well, I think that's because they had to start off at the bottom. They weren't allowed to just be plucked in at the top. I like the fact that Yusuf Paulson's managed to go all the way with them. And to be fair, they haven't signed massive names. They tend to sign younger players and build their team around the likes of Upamecano, still young, Werner's still young. Danny Olmo, even though they signed him for big money, still very young.
Yeah.
So they haven't gone for massive money experience player straight away. And it's a lovely ball from Olmo out to Paulson, who's drifted onto the right-hand side. It's a through ball, a bit heavy. It's a back heel. Trippier will clear it. Nice build-up on that right-hand side, though, with Paulson drifting out there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, It's been a lot of Leipzig now for the past probably 5 minutes. They've had so much pressure, but Atletico defended well. Bold there from Daniel, very bold, but
yeah, it was the ball was ricocheting a bit, and it didn't seem like anyone really had control because the ball from Poulsen was a bit too heavy for the onrushing midfielder. So that's one thing. Again, the final ball of Yusuf Poulsen is just not technically as good as Timo Werner. So they might miss that interlink play as well.
I mean, Alexa did say this. People probably don't remember all the original Leipzig players like Andreas Ramalho, Diego Dema. He's at Napoli now, isn't he? And Rani Khedira. I wonder where they are. I know Ramalho's played for Salzburg.
I think Rani Khedira is at Augsburg just now. And I think, as you say, Ramalho went to another Red Bull team. He likes to keep it within the Red Bull organisation.
It's something I quite like. The all the teams that are similar. So you've got your Red Bulls teams, but then you've also got your New York City, Melbourne City, Manchester City, the circle logo teams.
Yeah. And I've just realised, I wondered if they were going to get a replacement for Timo Werner. Of course, they've got Hang Hee-chan from Red Bull Salzburg.
Is he coming yet, or will he come in
well,
January?
Because he signed this summer, so he's going to
play next season.
Yeah, exactly.
You look at the Bundesliga teams, and we talked about a lot on the watchalongs of the teams just never being able to compete with Bayern because they build up these youth prospects and then they'll offload them for money, and they never managed to keep them.
Just Nkunku with the ball whipped in there. It is cleared. It was a free kick on the left-hand side given away by Renan Lodi. Nkunku lofted one in, but it was cleared by the Atletico Madrid defence.
Yeah. And I think it's the same with Leipzig. You are losing Timo Werner. You may lose Upamecano, but you've got a lot of replacements sitting ready in them teams. Obviously, Hwang Hee-chan coming in.
Yeah,
as that replacement.
They're going to churn through players, sadly, that's what happens when you're building these young players up. They will eventually want to leave. It's Felta Saul, whose volley is wayward. I don't know about you. There's not been many clear-cut opportunities. Like I feel like we're joining them midway through because nothing's really happening. They're all half chances. A few shanked shots, but that's about it.
It's more the build-up that's been more dangerous than the actual final product, if anything, in this game. As I say that, and it's another
a lovely back heel from Marcel Sabitzer, and that's what I mean. There's been lots of flicks and fancy tricks, and as we said, possession 63% to 37% of Atletico Madrid. It's quite easily that was always going to be the tactic. We've not seen anything of a number 9 Marcus. Well, he's not number 9, but he's playing as one. Marcus Llorente. Has it paid off as of yet?
No, he's been. In fairness, you haven't really seen much of Costa as well.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't seen really anything of both strikers in this team. As Leipzig will come forward again with Nkunku.
Yeah, he's released on the left. He's released Angelino. His first thought is always to get the cross in, but Jan Oblak
making his sort of first touch of the ball. Oblak.
Yeah, a few catches. He's not had a save to make. Galaxy had a save earlier from Carrasco, but that's about it. And it's another foul. Simeone asking for a card.
I don't expect to see a card this early on. So we're only, 15 minutes, 25 minutes in, sorry?
Nearly half an hour. Nearly half an hour.
Yeah. Alex just said, I forgot to ask who you guys support. Well, if you can see just above Kieran's head, I'm going to guess, is that who we're going to go with? We're not going to get a guess because I'm going to be very wrong.
No, go on. I'm interested.
Angus MacDonald, is he even a player?
He is a player. He left today. So I wish... I know we couldn't agree to terms because of the salary cap. So that is Jordi Device, who is staying at this rate.
Big up, John. So Kieran supports Hull, if you couldn't guess. If you didn't have no...
Would you tell him he just has to Google who Angus MacDonald is and hopefully connect the dots?
I'm not a big, I support Oldham. Who did I have a conversation with the other day? Anyway, I support Oldham, but I will just support any... I've got little weird affiliations. Slavia Praga, because of the Champions League. I remember when we first started uni last year, we sat watching thing, and Peter Olinka and Slavia Prague just caught my attention.
Was it the draw with Barcelona?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was.
And then Western Sydney Wanderers because of Mitchell Duke and Tasmada Kunis.
So basically, just anyone that has like a realistically funny name or something.
Just a bit out there. It's not a boring English one. 2 seconds.
It's all right. If it's not an inside joke on the channel, Rowan doesn't support them. So Rowan goes to sort out his bed or shoes. I'm not sure. But the ball is coming forward here with Hector Herrera. Going backwards to Stefan Savic. This has been a lot of Atletico's problem when they've picked up speed when attacking. They've looked really dangerous. But when it's slow, it's just easy to predict what they're going to do. So we are 30 minutes in now. 2/3 of the way.
Not much amazing happened. We had a couple of chances from Leipzig, but nothing clear cut. Same with Atletico.
Oh, and that looked nasty with Saul rising for a header, but it appears his knee as jumping. It's such a high leap that I think his knee Sabitzer in the head. Oh no, it's just small of the back.
It's just a clatter him.
Yeah, literally, he's going for the ball, but that knee has clattered right into that, and it does look like a little bit of a rough one. That.
Right, I've got a question here. So obviously the foul's gone against Saul. I think it should be the other way around, And I know that's saying Sabitzer doesn't have eyes on the ball. He just looks at Saul and just holds himself up that Saul's never gonna.
Yeah, I don't think he's backed himself because we see players sometimes. When players are jumping, they'll back themselves into their legs to topple them over. Whereas that one, I think he was just backing up, and I could see what you mean, but I think it's fair enough because he did knee him in the
head.
I was surprised it didn't reach that high. To be honest, poor leap from Saul.
Poor leap by maybe one of the smallest. No. Got a couple of comments. Kieran, Huang Hee-chan has that similar versatility to Werner, but he has to adapt quick. Then Alexa, hilariously enough, Slavia Praga smashed my club 5-1 so many years ago in the UEFA Cup. It ruined a bet of one of the family friends, and to this day, the name of that club is forbidden in his presence.
Who do you support, Alexa?
Who do you support? No, let's see if I remember. See if I can remember. You said you like any club that plays in black and white, so Newcastle and Juventus.
I remember this. I remember seeing this. Yeah, he likes Juventus and Newcastle for that reason.
You're going to have to remind. So it's a running joke. He also proceeded to put a bet on Slavia finish with 0 points in the group death last year. But yeah, it was close. But you know what? You've got to trust Tommy Souček and the Big Peter.
Well, not Tommy Souček anymore. He's playing for West Ham.
When he got he was there when they got the points, the draw.
Yeah. Sabitzer wins the header on the right hand side, and there's lots of sloppy fouls like this. Lots of, clips of ankles. A lot of them on Renan Lodi, which is a surprise because he is a very attacking fullback.
Target the man who's put you under a lot of pressure this game. Same with Carrasco.
Yeah, he is. I think Lodi is really hugging the touchline, whereas Carrasco's a little more infield. But the interlink between the two has been really good as they miss a pass to each other there.
It's a commentator's curse, really.
It is, but header is won by Carrasco. And as we said earlier, Diego Costa, he's had a few 1-2s maybe as the ball's into him with his back to goal, but we've not seen him take aim at all in this first half.
Well, both teams haven't really shot at the keeper, and maybe it's just a test you have to do. It's just outside the box, even if you're 40 yards out.
That's a lovely flick over the top by Ferreira Carrasco, and it's good defending. But I tell you what, I've been seeing Carrasco when he wants that ball in behind constantly. He's making the run beyond the fullback, but that was the best of Diego Costa there. They gave it in with his back to goal, and one flick round the corner, and the on-rushing Carrasco was through. But really well stood up by, I think it was Klosterman.
Yeah, Klosterman. I mean, Carrasco just couldn't get the ball under his feet quick enough, and it just allowed Klosterman to come across and just oof it out of play.
Yeah, he tried to cut inside, but it didn't quite work, and that is a crap throw from Renan Lodi. And I tell you what, Rowan, I don't envy us having to talk about this game at half-time and trying to find highlights.
I think the problem is there's been nothing, but it has been an entertaining back and forth. Both teams trying to get something, but the striker's not really being there. I think for Atletico, that is. And with Yusuf Poulsen drifting wide when they need him to, but sometimes they might just need him in that middle.
Yeah, Nkunku is trying to go central there. I think it has just been a very... that looks nasty. And the ref surely got to stop play.
Yeah,
because that looked horrific. Yeah, I can see blood already on Savic. Yep, there it is. That's an open cut.
That was some lovely speed.
He's not staying on because that is a UFC level fighter cut.
That is also a concussion worry.
Yeah.
Same with both of them. Who's that?
That's awful.
Look at Halstenberger just immediately, and then he just doesn't. That's both of them coming off for concussions at least. Yeah, we'll just explain. The ball was in the air. Savic was speeding towards it. Neither man was going to give up. They both went for the header. Savic got the header, but the clash of heads, that I've not got sound on, but I feel if you didn't have crowd noise on, you would have heard that. Yeah, it's just the speed that both players went in for that ball. Yeah, Brazilian Felipe, who they signed from Porto again, actually. I love their Porto exports. Yeah, definitely, and I'm pretty sure I'd be surprised if either of these men stayed on the field. That looked brutal. I think maybe Halstenberger might stay on, but again, I think it's concussion tests they'll have to do. So you're at least going to second half without 10 men, but Atletico probably will have to make a change. Nasty cut from Savic there. Oh, Halstenberg as well. Yes. Yeah. I don't know how deep that cut is, but I saw the one on Savic's head, and it looked like it was open. So I'm pretty sure that they'll want to not risk it. There's no point in risking, especially not this early when it's 0-0. There's no need to. It'll be interesting because let's say they do a concussion test thing. I think maybe some of them might be able to come on because I've seen stuff in rugby where they've had cuts and they've literally, the medics have just, boom, Vaseline, headband on. My worry is if that cut keeps growing, if that welt keeps growing, it'll close their eye. Yeah. And that's the real worry, is if that becomes such a big welt that the eye close. We're just looking at some potential highlights from the first half with a early chance for the injured man, Halstenberger. Yeah, and there's Savic as well. Right, they love a header. See, this is going to pick the two danger men coming off. Yeah, I don't know if they will come off, but you just have to worry just in case, these cuts open again or the concussion test. It looks like Savic. They're just going to tape him up, I think. And Halstenberg, strangely, I think he's the one that's come better off. And he's that first man, really. If then Savic comes in with a lot more speed, you see him literally running from the centre of the pitch to where the ball was going to land. Yeah. We'll have a bit of added time. Straight away, that looks worrying in terms of clash ahead. But they will ban Stefan Savic up. He's a prime Terry Butcher for England. He's going to have blood pouring down his head. It's Thursday today, isn't it? It's Thursday. Is it Thursday? Yeah. It's good. Why? So, no, I've just meant because the headband remembered rugby's back tomorrow. So. Oh, right. Sorry, I wondered if it... No, it was just me asking you a question. Yesterday was... Yesterday I got told it was Neymar Day, so I wondered if today was Stefan Savic Day. I was online, I was like, why has Bernardo got Neymar as his picture? Savic being the typical mad bastard he always is. He did this once to Shabak in the Champions League, one of the nastiest head-on collisions I saw live in the stadium. Also, my club is Partizan Belgrade, but I do appreciate the attempt to try and... It's going to annoy me. What? Would it have been my guess? Probably not. But, the thing was, they were both laughing about it on the sidelines. Do you remember the time we both nearly knocked each other out? And it looks like, are they both back on? Yeah, I can see the headband of Stefan Savic. We'll see if they can get through. My worry is if they're heading the ball again, if you've got a headache, that's awful. I think at half-time they'll do proper checks on the cut, well, especially the cut of Savic. And maybe Halstenberg didn't seem to have a major cut, unless it was underneath his head. His head. Yeah, I was going to say, we talk about blonde highlights. Halstenberg's now got red highlights. Not that he wanted them. It's a great
But
tackle.
It was a brilliant tackle, but he has gone down injured as Marcus Llorente. It was a forceful one, a race between him and Upamecano, and yeah, I think his leg just got caught underneath the tackle, and I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, it went down a bit. Yeah, it looks like you're going to take the corner. And
Yeah,
like I said,
exactly.
Leipzig might have the lowest net spend of any team in the qualifiers apart from Atalanta, actually. And even though I don't like Leipzig, they're much acceptable than Man City or PSG. Well, yeah, because I think they are in a regional kind of comes in. I think they're an original team like City and PSG have had that money injected when there was mediocre Premier League sides, whereas at least Leipzig have done it the proper way.
I think PSG have a little more history. I'm pretty sure that they've been around for a while, whereas the Leipzig and City have been, well, they're finally reaching the top of the game now. But I agree the fact that Leipzig, they do buy, not to sell, but they do make profit in terms of the players that they acquire.
Those are the two clubs just kept bringing in players and never sold anybody. Leipzig have sold incredibly talented players and they have bought a lot of youngsters to develop them. I mean, I know you're a big fan of Tyler Adams.
Yeah, I'm just going to say Liverpool, of course, got Naby Keita a couple of years ago. It's like, do you know they use Salzburg as like a feeder club, which is really nice and a really nice way to do it.
Who does that? There's another club who've got a feeder club in like one of these. Cross comes back in.
Just a bit of head tennis.
It is. It's still in play, and it's not really. It's cleared as far as Campbell, and now it's slowed down. Big opportunity there for Leipzig. Poulsen gets up for the header. He doesn't go, but he goes to the back post. I don't know who was there. But like I said, a cheeky game head tennis.
Yeah, and Nkunku now feeds the ball infield to Campbell, looking to spread the play. It's another switch to Angelino. They've loved that tonight. Who heads it across? Savic, the Terry Butcher, heads it clear. And the thing is with Atletico now, look, there's only Costa up by himself. He's trying to do everything. And because when Atletico defend, they do defend in a bunch of 10. And that's one problem. They're not.
You can't really be relying on Diego Costa. You're meant to push and attack.
Exactly. He's not got the speed to lead a counter. But Lima has space on the right. Carrasco doing brilliantly defensively, but he has been nicked again as he picks the pocket. Does Conrad Lima and drives into the box. Saul will clear, but only as far as Klosterman.
They're still going again.
Yeah, they've really applying the pressure here to Atletico Madrid since that injury really has happened. Lima again on this right-hand side will whip the ball in. There's no one there, and that is poor from Kieran Trippier as he heads it clear with no pressure. He heads it clear for a corner.
We should see if Trippier's learned Spanish. So obviously we know about Bale going over and not learning it. I feel like Trippier hasn't had a much controversial experience in Spain.
No, he'd be probably welcome to learn, but there he was, they can kind of just do hand signals. He's just like, talk to me, let me know. There's generic football phrases that I think they can kind of do in any language. Like man on is quite simple.
And I think you're lucky if you're English, because English is a football is an English sport thing at the base of it, and a lot of countries can speak English, or have a basic knowledge of it.
Yeah,
especially when you're at big football clubs.
That's it. As you see, when post-match interviews, it's very translators have to come in these big European games. They'll choose the players that know English, and most of them do either from time here or just picking it up along the way.
When you ever see Atletico play an English side in the Champions League, they will always interview Trippier or Bale if he plays, just because it's probably easy to go. Just give us the English or the Welsh lad.
Yeah, I mean, you look last night, they interviewed Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, who knew English perfectly because of his time at Stoke. And, it's just easier than getting a translator, I think.
It is always a strange situation, like with Bale sort of not refusing to learn Spanish. Because I think he could have been Real Madrid's man. Well, I don't think he would have got as much hate if he actually just learned.
Yeah, it's weird because we spoke about him the other night, and he's done so many good things in a Real Madrid shirt, but he just never really fit in. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was maybe the fact Ronaldo was still there at the same time, or
but you've seen in other clubs. It's obviously Neymar did eventually leave, but Messi, Suarez, and Neymar got along perfectly well.
Yeah, it's just a team that was not meant for a player. and that's just sometimes how it goes. We are creeping up on half time though, and as we say, there's not been, I think, less thrills. And Kieran's put that Carrasco's been extremely poor, and I disagree.
Same.
I think he's been Atletico's best player.
I think I'll go Lodi then Carrasco, but that link-up play down the left, the right side, I don't think has been utilised by Atletico.
Yeah, I think at least they're trying to get on the ball. I think some of these people for Atletico have just been passengers throughout this first half, whereas Carrasco's at least trying. And that is lovely from Upamecano. He skipped past 3 like a natural midfielder. And the ball into the box. Wasteful. Yeah, but he's the only one trying. It was the exact same with Neymar last night. Neymar, when he got the front opportunities in front of goal, was awful. But on the ball, he's trying to create things. So I think I'd rather Carrasco try and create rather than some of these people that are just breezing through the first half. And, I think he's been second best maybe to Lodi. Yeah, I probably agree with that.
I mean, the one problem with this thing is Lodi being such an attacking fullback that you've seen that Sabitzer, Lerner, everyone is just attacking that right side because Lodi's pushing far up. Alexa, I forgot to ask. We'll just wait and see if anything comes off this. No.
Trippier intercepts very well, and hopefully he can add a bit of speed. It's a shocking ball forward, and that's been really. Oh, to be fair, Kieran does make a good point. Upamecano has been brilliant. To be fair, that's a good point. I think on Leipzig side, Upamecano's done extremely well. I've seen a little bit from the Sabitzer and Lima, but I agree. Upamecano has been the standout. With his
I say all 3 strikers have been invisible in this game. Llorente, Costa, and Poulsen.
Yeah, and again there you see Upamecano coming forward. Which he's trying to take the game back scruff of the neck, which is not really what you set her out to do. But it's been, I don't want to say a low quality game, but there hasn't been many moments of real talking point. I will get to, I'll tell you what, Alexa, I'll get to you coming at half time.
Yeah.
Gives us something to talk about. We can't talk about that.
Because, not much has really happened. I mean, Leipzig are coming out of the game.
And Trippier does clear it again for a corner. I guess Angelino's been all right on the left-hand side, again, trying to create, but it's that final ball. I think for everyone, it's been a game wide of just poor final balls.
I mean, we said at this game it's going to be, we expect a boring one. And it has a disappointed technically if you wanted a boring game.
And Kunku whips the cross in from the left-hand side. Upamecano rises. His header is into the floor and into the hands of Jan Oblak. I mean, again, he does really well to get his head to the ball. He shoves, I think it's Trippier out the way and gets his header on goal, but nothing comes of it.
Straight in the hands. It's meant that when your centre-back's probably had the best chance of the game.
I mean, I think Kieran makes a good point that I did forget, but he probably has been man of the match apart from the 2. Left in, here they are again. It's a foul on Carrasco.
Free kick again. Same pitch. Carrasco's done incredibly well to win these free kicks at these positions. They just haven't had a final.
They've not even been good with the set pieces. I think they've been poor with set pieces as well. I think Lodi's balls in have been poor. I think even Carrasco, to a point, some of his balls into the box have been poor.
Yeah.
But to be fair, if we're asking to find man of the matches in this game, you'd been struggling. You really would.
The thing is, it's so annoying to see because both teams have attacked aggressively and well, and it's just that final, the final effort, the final touch, just not coming for both teams.
Yeah, I think I'm more surprised offensively by Leipzig because we've seen them blow away sides, and I didn't expect them to blow away Atletico, but in terms of building things up, they've not managed to do much. Their best chance came from a set piece and that volley by Halstenberg. Lodi has a chance though on the left-hand side with a free kick.
Shows how much they relied on Werner. Yeah, they are.
Definitely whipped into the box. Savic rises. He gets his head on it, but can't direct it forward. The extra bandage didn't help with accuracy.
I was trying to see if there were more blood leaking from it, but I think he's all right.
Yeah, we'll see at half time whether any changes are made. Do you think managers will think about a change, or is it more they're more happy not to lose the game straight away? Yusuf Poulsen comes forward, his onrushing Lima. He finally gets the ball up, but it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
He plays that so late. Whistle will go as well. Why
Mm-hmm.
does Poulsen just takes way too long then? Way
He
too
does.
long.
I don't know if he was kind of caught in two minds whether he wanted to cross it himself or not. So that brings the end to the half. It is Atletico Madrid 0, RB Leipzig 0. Thoughts on the first half?
Right. Great attacking football from both teams. In terms with some certain players, Angelino, Sabitzer at points. Then obviously Lodi and Carrasco, as we talked about. Yeah, but it's like a pie. It's like a bad pie. The crust and the pastry, beautiful, because that's the outside. That's what you see. But the inside, the finish, it's rubbish. It's a steak and ale pie. And who really likes steak and ale? Not
Me?
many people.
How
Nah.
dare you?
Fine,
Oh,
hold on. What's a bad pie?
Apple.
Wow, that's pastry.
All right.
It's like a bad pie. There's just been no filling. There we go.
Okay.
It's just been all pastry.
There we go. Or do you know like a blueberry pie, or do you know one of them
Yeah, it's
dessert
a
ones?
bit wet.
Yeah. And Alexa thinks that's a fantastic analogy. There you go.
Thank you, see. It's what you get from me in KL.
You get
Puns
KL
and analogies.
crying about how bad he believes that Rowan's analogies are.
He's not having that. I'm dissing steak and ale pies.
I'm angry. But in terms of the
Pork pie
first
is the
half,
best. Sorry, I'm getting distracted now.
you are. In terms of the first half, there has been not much to talk about. I think we've really done well to get 45 minutes worth of conversation because it's been really, really poor from both sides. Half chances, Halstenberg's volley, header from Savic, header from Upamecano. Really, most of the game played in the middle of the park with really poor final ball from both teams. And I will say, what do you think in the second half? Do you think we need changes, or do you think, as I say, teams will be happy to just be 0-0 for as long as possible because at least they're not out?
Atletico need to make a change. Take off Llorente or Costa because they have not had any chance. At least Poulsen's ran with the ball. Do you bring on João Felix just to inject a bit of pace into that attack? I don't know. With Leipzig, I think you just keep on barring down the hatches. Really, get that battering ram and just keep on going.
I think they'll wait. I do think both teams will wait. I'd like them to make changes at halftime, but I agree. What I was going to say is they need Felix. They also need Lamar to give someone outlet on the right-hand side, or even bring on Vitolo, because it's all down the left. Because on the right, sadly, Koke is a centre mid generically. So is Herrera. So is Raul. So they need João Felix up there for Costa to hold it up and Felix to run on. And they also need someone on the right for them to even fear being dribbled at. And there we go. Koke's been a passenger, as has most of Atletico's midfield. And that's why I like Carrasco today, because he's at least trying to create stuff.
It seems like he's him and Lodi are the only players who seem like they want to win this game. I know that sounds sort of bad, but other players have attacked, like on the Leipzig side, on that left-hand side, whereas that right-hand side of Atletico has been invisible.
It has. And I can't disagree with it. I think both teams need an injection or something, but whether they'll do it now is interesting, because I don't know if in their heads they'll be like, we don't want to throw away the game early in the second, maybe. Yeah. But it's intriguing because it's like none of these teams are underdogs, so it feels weird for them to be like, let's try and stay in the game for as long as possible.
Yeah. I just want to see a team go for it. Take a punt. Bring on a fresh striker at halftime. Try something just to not give us a boring 0-0.
Well, I think at least we might have extra time, bro. That's why when you
beg, actually, never mind. Fuck what I just said. 0-0.
When you said earlier, I'm going to go with extra time, I thought, well, this is generically going to be, and then you went 2-2. Like, what's he on about?
Looks like I wanted to see some goals.
So we've seen, as Kieran said earlier, we've seen every team play now. Well, we've seen 45 minutes of Atletico and Leipzig. What is your belief of one, who's going through, and two, how likely are they to cause any problems to any teams? Because after that first half, it's difficult to judge.
The problem is both teams will, because who do they come up against on the next round? Will it be PSG?
Yep. It'll be PSG versus Atletico.
Both defenses have been solid, and that's the one worry that PSG will have. But thing is, they won't have to worry about really the attacks, because it's going to be attack versus defense, really, whoever goes through.
Against PSG, yes.
I don't know who would have put PSG under the most pressure, because from what I've seen today, because you've got to base it off the previous match, both PSG looks like they probably could walk over both of them. Not walk over, but win.
I said last night, I think Atletico Madrid would frustrate the crap out of PSG. Because PSG like to do, all the silky sort of, as we saw with Neymar and Mbappe, and they're really good going forward. But if you constantly getting niggly fouls against you, which is what Atletico do, they know how to annoy everyone. And look at how much they annoyed Liverpool, and they beat Liverpool. Yeah. So
I think Leipzig have been trying to play their own game. You've seen them targeting players, and I think Simeone and all the players are saying yellowing, but they're just playing their own game. Should we read what was Alexa's comment? I forgot to ask, what was the Marquinhos score like yesterday? I saw Gasperini got scared and took out all his attackers. I just assumed Marquinhos scored from a long ball or a corner.
No.
I did see the promoting a passless goal.
No, the thing was, we were talking about this last night, and we talked about Atalanta and how they like to play their own game. But when you're at that level for the first time ever, it's really difficult not to go in your shell and bring off all your attackers. It's really hard to, for him, if he would have probably stayed playing the way he was, they may not have conceded them goals. But to have the balls politely to do that when this is your first quarter-final ever, your first Champions League ever, chance of a semi-final, it's really difficult. So they did bring all their attackers off, or most of them. They left Luis Muriel on, who had a chance towards the end.
Oh, I was wiggling on my chair, just going, just do something, please.
Could you have imagined the scenes?
If he just controls it, turns, squares it, someone's there.
I would, and even if he'd have took the shot on and earned a corner, it might have created a bit more, buzz. But anyway, more on the Marquinhos goal. It was Choupo-Moting who picked it up on the right-hand side, and he cut inside. He chipped a lovely lofted ball over to the left. So I think it was either Neymar or Mbappe, who volleyed it across, patterned it across, and Marquinhos stroked it home after a deflection from one of the centre-halves. Can't remember who it was. So it wasn't from a corner. I think it may have come from the subsequent sort of attack from a set piece.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're at Atalanta, you must think you've actually had a great performance. You obviously beat Valencia the previous game, and then you had a tough draw against PSG, but you were leading the game. And I think for your first competition to get out your group stage, get to the quarters, I think you'd be very pleased with that.
I agree. It's a bit like debut campaigns for, I don't know if it is Wolves' debut. I thought it was, but it might not be. But we'll say they've not been in for a long time. So
yeah.
Wolves and Atalanta, they've put such a good showing in, and it's difficult because you don't want to be disheartened, because obviously at this point everyone wants to win it.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to look back in hindsight and think, what a wonderful campaign for these two teams, and especially Atalanta, who bottom of the group after 3 games. So,
and I think if you're a fan, it just shows that they're trying to go somewhere, and you're seeing the progression. Like, imagine if that was Hull. Imagine if Hull got that Champions League spot for the first ever time, and they went, you know what, we've got past the groups. You'd be everywhere, wouldn't you? You'd be so happy.
Yeah, we've been in Europa League once. We didn't get into the Europa League. We got knocked out in the qualifiers. But I do understand what you mean. It's like the future is bright for Atalanta and Wolves, and we saw PSG last night. Do you think, realistically, on this side of the bracket, who do you think fancies winning it more? Like, who do you think has the best chance of winning the tournament?
PSG.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I'm with you.
I just think they are another level above. Obviously, the defence is always going to be a talking point because they've never had that man, not never the man, but you never go, oh, PSG, one of the best defences, but that attack is one of the most scary ones, scariest in the competition.
Yeah, and that's why I think we spoke about this game specifically last night, me and Josh, and I said last night it'll be a chess match between Leipzig and Atletico. It'd be very similar if we saw PSG versus either Atletico. I think it'd be a very different game if they come up against Leipzig. I feel they'll come out the shell. Both teams will.
I mean, obviously you're not on the other side of the bracket streams coming up tomorrow and Saturday. But I mean, what are your predictions for that? So we'll start on Friday. Barcelona, Bayern Munich, the big game. The big game.
I know. I didn't choose to be part of that one. But you bet your bottom dollar I'm sitting at home watching that being glued to the TV because that is tie of the round by a country mile.
Yeah.
I think Bayern Munich, I think they will win the game. I think Barcelona against Napoli, they were good, but Messi again single-handedly really carried that Barcelona team as usual. And when you've got a player like that, you've got a chance in any game. I don't know if you saw what the Bayern Munich president said.
No.
I think it was the president. He said, if Messi is on Alphonso Davies' side, you've got to wish Messi luck because Davies hasn't been dribbled past many times this year. And I'm like, you're just wishing on him to get burned because
you're putting so much pressure on the young Alphonso Davies that now Messi, if Messi skins him, it's a big opportunity though for Davies to prove I can compete with big boys.
He's not a left back though. I feel a bit bad for him because I don't feel bad for him because he's living his dream at Bayern Munich. But in terms of, he has had to really adapt to that new position, and he's done so brilliantly. To be fair to him.
Also, his TikTok's great. It's quite entertaining.
I don't have TikTok, so
he's a little bit funny, isn't he? I don't know what that means.
No, I haven't seen it, but I think that'll be tie of the round. I think I'm going to take Bayern Munich for that one.
Same, I think Bayern showed it it were obviously against a weakened Chelsea side, but the way they were playing, you've seen in the Bundesliga, that team is so clinical.
Yeah.
So it's one of my favourite teams. As not a big football watcher as you lot, I would love to go watch Bayern Munich live, just because they are one of the best teams just to watch for our football. And then on Saturday, Manchester City versus Lyon.
Right.
Obviously, I know you're not a big fan of Man City, but Lyon obviously that first leg against Juve, they got the thing, and then they knocked out Juve in the second leg. Can they do it to another big side?
I'm a little bit angry because could you imagine on that side of the bracket, Barcelona, Bayern, and Man City, Juve? What a set of ties that would have been. But that wasn't to be. Lyon managed to get through via a little bit of controversy. It's fair to say. I think Man City will win. I think Lyon, they won't even. I hope to be proved wrong, by the way, because I'm not hating on Lyon for getting this far, but I just think Man City looks quite decent against Real Madrid. But again, without the defensive errors of Varane, Real Madrid might have been okay. But
I think Lyon have had their fairy tale moment, and I think that, they'll still be happy that they got to this part of the competition, taking out a top tier side, going out to another top tier side.
Yeah, I think they will go out to Man City. I just imagining in my head Juve versus City. What a bloody game that would have been.
And I realise you're not going to be on a Sunday as well. The Europa League semi-final, Sevilla versus Man United. Who's your predictions for that? Also, let us know in the chat as well. Alexa said Bayern Barcelona should be final, and I expect Bayern to win the whole competition.
Yeah, Bayern Barcelona. That was one of that point is what I thought Leverkusen Inter Milan should have been the final if I had it my way.
Yeah.
that would have been the final of the Europa League. But I think, and we talked about this yesterday as well, as a football fan, I think United versus Inter Milan is the best game. So I do think it'll be United to go through, but we can't count out Sevilla. They've won the tournament so many times.
For me, it's going to be an awkward stream because I'm going to be rooting for Sevilla because I've watched them twice now, and I really like the way they play. I like the side, and for me, the biggest thing is United struggled. They didn't have the finish. Obviously, the Copenhagen goalkeeper Johnson had an incredible game, but they didn't put the ball past him until through a penalty.
It was a bad decision. It wasn't a penalty. Bad decision, and sadly they're out. But I think United were better on the night.
For me, it's not going to how they contain Region. Region in both games, I understand why. I've never heard of him obviously before. I understand why he's being linked to that big move because he's good. He's good.
Do you worry about, like, to be fair, not to discredit El Nassiri, but I don't feel like they have that out and out number 9 that can score.
No, I don't. But he's had a great performance against Wolves. He was putting that 3-man defence of Bolisais and Cody under a lot of pressure. But yeah, they do need that proper number 9, like you said, as the game has just gone back underway.
Yeah, it has. Hopefully, we'll see a little bit more goal mouth action than we did in the first half. And that's going to be a foul already. Oh, no advantage. Lucky. I thought we had a free kick within 2 minutes. But the deflection has gone to Paulson, who's headed it across. A bit of head tennis. Olmo heads it on. And it's eventually whacked away by Atletico Madrid.
Mm-hmm. We might just need to do a resync because I've somehow fallen behind a bit. I don't know why.
No worries.
But it's okay.
We'll
it should be an easy. If you just tell me your time now.
Yeah, no worries. I'm on 45.54.
You're actually ahead of me by 0.1 second.
Oh, brilliant scenes. Honestly, brilliant scenes.
He's never come against Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
He might be able to do Wan-Bissaka. I don't know. Reguilon's never come up really against. No, he's come up against brilliant right backs in the in La Liga like Carvajal. So it'll be interesting to see the back.
Yeah, as Leipzig already putting Atletico under a bit of pressure.
And I think there was no change at our time, which is kind of what we thought.
Yeah,
that there wouldn't be anything. And Koke's gone down expecting a foul and didn't get it.
He's not getting one.
What are you expecting for the first half if this gets to 0-0 after 70 minutes? Because these aren't teams that especially not Atletico, that tend to push every man forward. So
it's them two strikers. If after 70th minute, let's say the game is played up until the 7th minute is played as the first half played out, you've got to inject something quicker into that attack because Llorente and Costa are not providing it. Carrasco is, but that Herrera and then Costa and Llorente are just not really providing that on the right side and the two front.
Just looking at Alexa's comments, that's all.
Yeah, Atalanta has the 3rd best CL performance out of any pot 4 team ever quarterfinals, and with for God's sake, Panathinaikos in 2002, Benfica 2006, and Fenerbahce in 2000, and Apoel 2012. Also, I'm shocked to see that when Monaco made the semi-finals in 2017 and when Dortmund made the bloody finals in 2013, they were both pot 4 teams. And here I am thinking Alan was the ultimate fairy tale. I know none of this related to the match, but just some fun facts because it's a dire game.
Alexa, can I give you some homework? What pot were Malaga in when Malaga got to the semi-finals against Dortmund? Because they can't have been a pot 1 team.
Also, imagine that. Imagine if you're at 2013 when it said, yeah, semi-final is Dortmund Malaga.
Yeah. It was a strange world back then. It really was.
I'd love to see Linfield qualify. I really would. Because imagine that. Little old Linfield, like they get the Slavia Praga group of death. I love that.
I thought they got to the semis. I thought it was a Malaga Dortmund semi-final. Oh no, Alexa, you're doing me dirty here, pal.
I haven't looked at you. Champions League 2013. I'll let you know. There's nothing's happening in this game.
Yeah.
It's being passed around the back.
Don't worry, I'm watching, just trying to. Oh, it was a Dortmund Real semi-final. Oh, thank you very much, Alexa, because I know that was the game where Dortmund scored 2 goals after the 90th minute to go through, and it was just a mental game of football.
Yeah, quarterfinals. Quarterfinals. It was Malaga Dortmund.
Yeah, and what a game that was! I really will go down. Yeah, we'll go down in Champions League. Felipe Santana knocking it over the line. Yeah.
Miss him.
No, I don't. Did Lewandowski maybe over both legs? He might have done.
No. The first leg with 0-0, second leg with 3-2. It was. I can let you know who scored.
Santana, Royce, and Lewandowski.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. I got it.
Do you ever guess who scored for Malaga?
Santi Cazorla. I don't know.
Joaquin and Elisu.
Oh, I know Joaquin did because I remember now he's old at Betis. He's not at Malaga anymore. But it's weird to see teams like Atalanta. And I tell you what, I'll wait just 2 minutes as they're kind of mulling around the box, and it's a ball wide to Sabitzer into Olmo. Goal!
Come on!
It's 1-0 Red Bull Leipzig, and that is a brilliantly built-up goal. And Timo Werner, the ball played into Josef Poulsen, who's got his back to goal, so he lays it to Campbell, who lays it to Lima, who finds a ball in behind on the right-hand side to Marcel Sabitzer, who runs on and puts a delightful chip in to Dani Olmo, who heads it across Jan Oblak into the left-hand corner, and VAR can't cancel this one out. Lovely stuff.
That's a great finish from Olmo. Just a little last-minute flick of the head just sends Oblak. That's a great ball across by Sabitzer. Just a lovely floated in perfectly on Dani Olmo's head. And Leipzig 1-0 up, and now Atletico, they've got to make changes or go for it. Because at this point, they're knocked out and Leipzig are through to the semi-finals.
Well, that's the interesting thing now. Has Leipzig kind of forced Simeone's hand to go a little bit more open than he usually would? And who'd have thought this when Timo Werner left RB Leipzig? We didn't have any goals for 45, but 5 minutes in, it's 1-0 Leipzig.
Hopefully, this is a start. This is a chain of goals.
Okay, we'll hope. we'll hope.
Well, you've got to have some positivity. My 2-2 is still on.
Yeah, you are. Well, what did I say? I think I said
1-1. You said,
I said 2-1. Oh, but almost nicked the ball again, and Yusuf Poulsen's ball is just too heavy for Dani Olmo. But confidence might be flowing through that Leipzig team now.
I want them to show the bench of Atletico just to see if Simeone has told anyone just to warm up as a precaution.
Well, maybe see, if someone takes a corner, but that's a lovely ball. And I've got to admit, Carrasco there, very poor as the ball hits his ankle.
Ball goes out of play.
What a start to this second half. And I tell you what, I wasn't expecting. Simeone is crouched, pondering.
It means he's thinking.
Yeah, he's pondering his next move.
Let's say incredible thing. Zagreb let him go for less than 40 million of, so that's Dani Olmo. And Josh Lego was definitely needed to open up the game a bit more.
Hopefully so, and it was a lovely goal, to be fair, from Leipzig. Lovely build up, lovely passing play, and everything we love about Leipzig. But that's a stunning ball in behind, and Marcus Llorente is shepherded. Ooh. Fantastic by Upamecano and Galaxy saves. I couldn't see you put the through ball through. Who was that? Kieran Trippier.
Yeah, it's a great ball through.
Made a good run. Took him a bit wider, and Upamecano shepherds fantastically, and Galaxy smothers.
In fairness, Llorente nearly steals off Galaxy when Galaxy catches it. But because of obviously Upamecano putting under that pressure, he falls over.
Much better. I do think though soon we will see the introduction of João Felix. We've got to. I really want to see him come on.
I've seen Halstenberg's bandage now. Bright blue.
Yeah, it's bright blue.
If I was Savage, I'd be pissed off. He's got a blue and white one. Oh, he's got a black one. I'm changing it. Oh, yeah, never mind.
They put a bit more thick padding, I think, on rather than the Tatiazda bandages or whatever they are. We just seen João Felix warming up So I don't know how long they'll leave it, but the game should open up now.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I hope they showed us warming up, and they did. And it'll be interesting when he brings him on. Like, does he bring him on early and sort of hope that they do get that goal, or does he wait, see how Costa and Llorente or even Leipzig play?
Carrasco has nicked the ball in midfield, but slowing the pace down, Atletico Madrid, they're not, and Lodi has to go backwards. He looks very frustrated that there's no options in front, but Carrasco has made the run. They chose to go to Costa instead. Upamecano cuts it out absolutely brilliantly before Herrera can spread it. And then Llorente to Trippier. Llorente on the right-hand side. And it's going to be a throw into Leipzig. I think if you're Atletico Madrid, when do you think the frustrations are going to start to grow? Because they've not created much at all in this game.
I think you need to take. I don't know who you take because Llorente in the second half has made a nice little runs, him and Trippier linking up, and Costa that only really had to touch the ball once, and
no,
just fouls lightly. Free kick for Atletico.
I'm just going to look at it now. He kicks. It looks like Saul actually kicks the back of Olmo's ankle as he nicks the ball, but he has won the foul. And obviously, Olmo, the goal scorer, the difference between the two teams. And after signing in January, he's had a decent start to his Leipzig career. It took him a while to get into the starting 11, but once he's in, seems to be in there for the long run.
You know what? This is, and it looks like João Felix is going to come on, and Simeone is just talking to him.
Yeah, I mean, we forced the hand of Diego Simeone, and it has, because they need that injection of pace, someone to make runs in behind, and someone really to kind of G everyone up, because sometimes you can see that, and a substitution can. Choupo-Moting last night changed the game.
Yeah.
So maybe João Felix can do the same.
Who do you think comes off?
It's got to be one of the front two, I think. I can't really decide which one yet, as Lima has the ball on the right. I'm probably going to go with Costa.
Same, I think Costa, just because Llorente's had a bit more of a spicier start.
Yes, a spicy start.
You know what I mean? He's got that fire.
Yeah, there you go.
There's Upamecano.
He's unleashed a long-range effort.
He's effort it. He's had a great effort there.
Straight into the hands of Jan Oblak.
Upamecano is such an aggressive centre-back, but it's lovely to watch. He's not afraid to just run forward.
No. Ball at his feet. It doesn't matter at all. He makes them rushing runs into midfield. And he's not afraid to take a shot either, as we've seen. Just there. And there looks to be a foul off the ball there.
That's what I'm confused with.
He is an aggressive centre-half. Like, he loves to get to the ball first, and sometimes he takes the man out in doing so, which hinders, gives away a lot of free kicks, but he is an unbelievable centre-half.
And the thing is, you could say, aggressive centre-back is a big risk because you leave him open. But I feel, because he's so good with the ball under his feet, that they never feel like, and as soon as he makes a pass, he will track back. So they never feel like they're losing a defender. Kieran said, I think he'll take off Herrera for Felix.
I mean, that'd be interesting, because maybe drop Marcus Llorente back into midfield and let João Felix do his thing, which I wouldn't be surprised.
Unless you put Felix on the right.
Unless he's got that substitute before he is, because he's watching in real time, which he might very well have done.
I think Kieran is watching ahead of time, because Hector Herrera's coming off.
Yeah. I don't know if that was like some oracle behaviour, or I'll probably drop Llorente then into midfield and let João Felix go up top with Diego Costa. Mm-hmm. And I can see Llorente now dropping into midfield.
Can you call me the effing oracle? I'm not going to do it because I think he might have been ahead.
I'll give him credit. We'll see. We'll see later.
Mm-hmm.
As Leipzig building from the back, a very confident and assured Leipzig in this second half. They really have looked the better side and worthy of the lead. But heavy pressure now from Atletico Madrid. They've got to go forward. And as Angelino, Trippier has leaped over Angelino and he's driving forward. There's a man free on the edge of the box. It's too hard and long for Nkunku. And João Felix now, he's waiting for the onrushing Ferreira Carrasco, who he finds. He's got 3 men around him and no one there, and he goes in field to Costa. It's lovely, lovely build up here and a bit of pace finally.
Properly switched here, but then he crosses it in. Yeah, don't understand why he's crossing there. There's only Diego Costa, and unfortunately, he's not the tallest of men compared to the other centre backs.
No, but I liked a bit about that Atletico move. They finally adding a little bit of pace about their play, and a lot different to what we saw in the first. That's shocking from Dani Olmo. He's gone for a long ranger.
It's bold and it completely whips out for a goal kick.
Yeah. Do you think we saw last night Atalanta took the lead and they played a lot different to their natural style and dropped back a little bit? Do you see? Because we're not used to Leipzig dropping back rarely.
No.
Do you think they'll do the same?
I'll answer in a second. I don't know because since they're going in, they haven't slowed down massively. I'm going to say no. I think they will just because you saw that with Atalanta they changed it up and eventually it was to their detriment losing. I think Leipzig will probably say that. I just think stick to what we know, be comfortable, and see if you can ride it out.
Because they've not been to this stage, I'm pretty sure, ever before. So they might fall into the same kind of trap that Atalanta did last night. But there is 30 minutes to go, so I don't think they'll believe by any means that this game is done with.
No, for sure.
I did say last night, though, do you think one goal wins this game? Because we saw in the first half that it was very poor in terms of attack, attacking, finishing. Is it going to only take one goal?
I don't think we're going to get a 2-goal difference, 3-goal difference. I think the game's already proven it's going to be a tight one, and I just don't see both teams. As João Felix got a lot of open space, I don't see both teams. And
I tell you what, he's going to foul Renan Lodi for diving. And I tell you what, there was João Felix picks up the ball on the turn and he's driving at the centre half. So Lodi's making an overlapping run. He threw balls it to Lodi. Upamecano comes across and Lodi gets booked for diving.
I want to see this because if it is diving, that's a great call by the referee. Because I thought it was an Upamecano foul.
So João Felix unleashes it to Lodi as Lodi comes up. I don't know. I'm trying to see. Oh, yeah, he doesn't. I tell you what, if he flicks his right leg a little bit further to the right, though, he probably might have just bought that. Yeah. But interesting.
I don't know if he's dive on purpose. I think he loses his footing and then fails himself.
Great call.
Great call by the ref, because I thought it was a penalty at first, because of the angle that we saw it out, obviously.
Yeah, Upamecano definitely made the ref make a decision, with kind of that aggressive coming across. But
great decision by the referee. Good officiating for once in the Champions League.
And believe it or not, we didn't need VAR either. Love to see it.
We did not, as nothing comes of that attack.
In terms of attacking, I think Atletico have looked slightly better in the last couple of minutes since João Felix came on. I think he has brought a little bit of a pace, and he does like to run at people, which we've not really seen apart from Carrasco. And he is here wide on the left-hand side. He nutmegs Conrad Lima, and it gets a foul.
Lima's not having any of that. He'll drop him.
He's something different, isn't he, João Felix, from what we've seen from
Shame he's had injury worries over this season, but good that he's at full fitness, and he's getting a chance now to really... Because if he gets a goal, that's going to be such a confidence booster for him and the team.
Yeah, he's just something different to everything Atletico Madrid have, and they will get a corner from the free kick they've just had. It was a ball whipped in, and it was headed over from, I think it was Halstenberg in the end. They've took it quick. João Felix is out there to whip. It's going to be another corner.
Yeah. It did really work, but I think they're going to try it again. No, they're not. They'll go for a proper set piece this time.
Or will they? Yep, 2 people have gone over to the ball and rejected it. It's going to be Lodi, the left back, to come and step over the corner.
And you know what? Since Felix has come on, consistent pressure from Atletico.
Yeah, You rubbed me point. I was going to
Sorry,
say.
I apologise.
It's all right. Lodi gets the ball in. There is a man down, and it's going to be a free kick to RB Leipzig after an aggressive challenge from Jimenez. But I was going to say I agree with you in terms of like João Felix. Since he's come on, he has given Leipzig something to think about, and someone to build their play around as they looked really abject before the addition of João Felix.
Yeah, and at least they're going to go for it a bit more, which you want to see in a Champions League quarter-final.
And Halstenberg has got away with one there. No, I understand he was playing a very dangerous game at the back, and that is it. The pressure now from Atletico Madrid to a man has upped massively. The tempo has increased definitely since that opening goal, and we talked about it earlier. The game's come more open as Nkunku's driving forward. He doesn't manage to get the through ball. Well stood up by Stefan Savic. By the way, KD said on his life he did guess the Hector Herrera thing.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah.
Is it Upamecano now? This is what you want to see from him. He'll still go.
Oh, Costa. That is typical Diego Costa. And he's going to be
dirty man.
He's going to be booked for that. He's going to be booked. The thing is, he can act like he didn't mean it, but the ball has gone.
I just love Costa knew he did it, and then Upamecano just looks and went, "Why did you do that?"
Yeah, and that's always the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Alvaro Morata soon.
Diego Costa, a professional shithouse.
But he's just been really absent in the game. Like they've not managed to have any scoring opportunity. He's a finisher, and he
hasn't really had the ball to feet as much as you sort of expect to the striker.
There's a few times he's made some nice, touches and then passes to the on-rushers, but not massively impressed by Diego Costa tonight. But who has massively impressed you tonight, really, apart from maybe?
I mean, sort of, you look at Sabitzer in this Leipzig team, it was sort of in the first half, and even to the goal. Sorry, sort of running the side for Leipzig, and then obviously Carrasco dictating play for Atletico Madrid. There we just saw him do an incredible run. Does eventually lose the ball, but he's trying to do something.
Yeah, he started the game a lot better than he's finished it so far. I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe gets subbed off for the likes of Lamar or someone like that, because early in the game he was playing really well. He was driving at players. He was making on-rushing runs with him and Lodi. But then I feel like then when he cut inside, he was on the ball too much. He was trying to do too much. And Angelino has done just enough to get past there, and he's got the ball. Oh, my God. Do you want to explain that one?
It's a lovely good play by the Leipzig side. And Poulsen gets a ball outside the box. He goes to hit it first time, and he's just absolutely thwacked it into Rosie. And the Oracle, KL, Morata, is going to come on. And I think it'll be for Costa as well.
Yeah, and João Felix there. At least they finally got runs beyond the striker. I think Costa was that focal point, but finally they got players like Carrasco and both Felix as well. And that's an awful ball by Diego Costa as he tries to find Kieran Trippier.
I think Costa actually tried. He actually did all right. They worked past a couple. I think that's Klosterman, and then just put a ball across. On a side note, considering the Chiefs signed another star to a major long-term contract, does the salary cap even exist? Is that Kittle?
For San Francisco?
Oh no, I know Kittle has just signed a new a long-term contract.
Both Kittle and Kelsey. Kelsey for Kansas and Kittle for San Francisco. That's going to be a goal kick. Brilliant defending again from Upamecano. From the on-rushing Carrasco, he manages to tackle him, but make the last touch come from the Atletico attacker. And I've got to admit, Felix has been nutmegging people left, right, and centre in the second half, and he's
had a tasty start.
Yeah,
he wants it. Yeah,
he's just something different, and Morata will have to wait to be subbed on because they've not done it yet.
No, they took it quick. Yeah, like I said, I think it's going to be Costa. Costa looking very sluggish out on the pitch.
Yeah,
Leipzig will come forward though.
Sabitzer, who's driving. There is space on the right for Lima because Lodi followed the run, and it's poor from Conrad Lima. Olmo did his best, but the good thing there was the run from the midfielder, dragged Lodi inside, which led Lima to have that free space on the right. Really nice movement from Leipzig's attack.
Nagelsmann looking very angry. And again, Atletico take it quick, so the sub's not going to happen.
Yeah, that is strange. We are ticking down, though. There's almost 20 minutes to go. Felix, again, on the ball. Absolutely wonderful. He's going to play it inside to Costa, who makes it on rushing one. He's 1-on-1. And that's a penalty. That is a penalty.
And
surely.
that's great. But they'll check it.
Yeah.
I think Klosterman knows he's had a mare there. But João Felix. Woo!
Unbelievable. João Felix picks up the ball again on the half turn. He's driving at the defence. He plays a 1-2 with Diego Costa, and that's where Costa is so crucial with his back to goal. And he takes a heavy touch. He's 1-on-1. He's bearing down, and Klosterman fouls, and he knows what to do to get the foul. Yeah. And it's absolutely brilliant from João Felix. I want him to take it. I really do.
I think that he's done incredibly well there. When he thinks he's lost it, he just gets that extra touch, tries to take it past Klosterman, and Klosterman just brings him down. It's a clear penalty.
Yeah, I mean, Klosterman should know better, to dive in there. He was never going to reach it. And João Felix is taking it. I think if they score here, Simeone might tell Morata to sit back down just for a little.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, I like it's one thing I love from the referee there. Jimenez and Koke were going over saying it should be a red, and he just saying, no, it's a yellow, piss off. It's João Felix now.
The young man, biggest moment since his move, stares at Galaxy, slots it to the bottom left corner. Absolute cool as ice from the young man, and what a time he's got.
Did you see that, though? I think Simeone's just gone to Morata. Sit down.
Yeah, sit back. And 1-1. We need to change the score.
We do. Galaxy does choose the right way, but it's hit with so much power and venom that...
no.
What?
Have I frozen in time?
You're frozen on screen.
We've got some technical issues. I don't know if it's me or is it Rowan.
I don't know. I'm fine. It's your BT frozen. There you go. You're here. Well, you were here. He's on mute now. Look, you're good. You're good.
I'm good. Good. Right.
You're good.
Double checking.
It was just your screen that froze. You're all right.
All right.
Oh, the is actually going to happen. Never mind.
Yeah, Morata is coming on it. And if that's Diego Costa's final bit of play, do you know what? It was his final bit of play. Yeah.
It'd be one clap. Yeah. That's, you know what?
Go on.
Sorry. Kieran obviously that is phenomenal football.
Yep.
Incredible by Lucas Clatterman. Like that.
Very good. Diego Costa will come on. Will come off, sorry. And I'll tell you what, nice bit of play from Diego Costa. Really nice play between the two. And Taylor Adams, a more defensive midfielder. He's played a lot at right back this year, but finally getting back into his midfield role. But we did say that Lima was operating on the right. Tyler Adams is operating far on the right-hand side. I've just seen him run over.
As I was going to say, Lima has been working that right channel a lot this game. And like you said, if Adams has been playing at right back, he could probably easily play right mid, Ram. Yeah,
and it is definitely a generic 4-4-2 now. With Marcus Llorente over on the right midfield and Carrasco on the left. I'll tell you what, Marcus Llorente, on Footy Manager, we'd have Green in all the attacking positions today. He's been distributed absolutely.
You know, if your striker's done for, but you CDM, just play Marcus Llorente.
He's absolutely brilliant. And now we did say it opened the game up, and it has. This has been an absolutely brilliant second half with João Felix really changing the game. We called for him, and once he's come on, he's not disappointed. He's a young man that is not fazed by the big occasion, and a wonderful penalty, which was struck. I mean, Galaxy guessed the right way, but he couldn't get fingertips on it because it was such a good penalty.
Yeah, he got a little bit of curl in it, I think, which took it just past Galaxy's hands. We just had Sabitzer just whiff a shot above the crossbar.
Yeah, it took a shot from range because couldn't find a gap, but I think Atletico will be happy to let them shoot from that distance if they can keep solid defensively. Now, who's going to go on now and really take this game And Danny Olmo and Kunku's making the run.
Oh.
It's going to be a free kick.
I do love the pleading, but that's a big opportunity there.
And I apologise. I've got to go for a drink.
That's fine.
Drink.
He's gagging. Yeah, but I'll do to play by play. Olmo there. He sees, I think it's Nkunku making that run, and it's a poor ball, but Jimenez just bounds Olmo over. And you know what? If Atletico get the block there and go on the counter, thinking, but yeah, Jimenez gives his free kick away to Leipzig. Got Black commanding as well. It's Felix Carrasco and Lodder in the wall. Nkunku is standing over. I don't think anyone else is. Angelino is, but Nkunku gonna shoot. There's no one in the box. Oh no, he crosses it in. Back post to Klosterman. Klosterman can't get it. It's cleared by Jimenez. Klosterman now will go back to Kev Campbell. Campbell now switches the play up. Takes back out to Klosterman. He'll give it back to Campbell. Leipzig passing around here, deep in Atletico's half. They've eventually been forced all the way back. Upamecano now, sitting like centre mid now. Takes it out to the wing. Klosterman. And it's cleared by Savage, not as far as Upamecano. Can Atletico do eventually clear it now? With Carrasco. Can they can't count and the game will slow down. Tasty. I mean, both teams now really feeling that, but Adams gets a good tackle against Carrasco, but foul.
I'm back.
He's back. The free kick, Kuku crossed it in. Halstenberger can't get it. Jimenez clears, and then passed around the midfield, and eventually fizzes out.
I tell you what, Rowan. I think we made the point before, the thinking that the power of Atletico's bench has changed the game. We said they had a better bench going in, and it really has. We saw it last night with PSG. We thought there was a weaker bench, but when they brought on a certain player, it really did change the game. So the likes of João Felix being subbed on, I think that proves the power of the substitute Simeone's made.
I mean, Morata really hasn't had a chance to show, but he's trying to sort of get into the. I mean, it's going to be hard for him when he's being marked by Upamecano, but he's trying to move into these spaces.
Llorente, it's a brilliant interception by Sabitzer in the midfield, but Llorente operating on the right hand side. So strange, and he will get a here. Oh,
Tyler Adams does clear it.
My apologies about Marcos Llorente.
I said good link-up play between him and Trippier.
Yeah, it was. And Paulson now showing his strength up against Jimenez, but it's that second ball that he can't.
That's how
Paulson
should play. We saw with Inter with Lukaku, how Lukaku was so pivotal using his body to get them goals. That's how they should work it through with Paulson, using his height and using his large frame to sort of hold up the ball until Olmo and Nkunku can sort of push up as options.
I think that's what really helped Costa. Having João Felix to make that run beyond him when he does that layoff. Today, as much as I like Marcos Llorente, he never really made that sort of run. Whereas João Felix, the moment they linked up together, you saw it was magical football.
He just injects something into the game, and obviously Costa and Llorente are not the quickest, and it just allowed Atletico to play it with a lot more pace. And
Nkunku trying to find that ball. Look at how many Atletico defenders are back, and they've gone over the top. I don't think Morata's going to beat Upamecano in a race. No,
it was on his tails, but not quick enough.
No, I don't think they were trying to. They were trying to kind of unleash him quickly, maybe on the counter, but it never really worked.
No. Both sides having a way better second half. Obviously, we've got 2 goals in the game. Obviously, away goals do not matter, so Atletico's goal would not obviously stand as a single leg fixture. Yep. As it stands, we would go into extra time and then penalties if it is still all even after this. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, by the way, on this channel. I don't think we said it today.
No, we haven't plugged it.
Share it with your friends and families. Or anyone.
Edge of the box. Drills it into Morata's feet. He backheels it, tries to João Felix. That is again, what Felix has brought, and Carrasco did well to find him originally. This Atletico Madrid attack looks so much more dangerous now. Much better second half.
I mean, you asked me earlier what subs you think made, and they came. What subs do both teams make now? It's 1-1. Both subs. Well, the sub has obviously worked for Atletico. Where do Leipzig sort of try to improve on the pitch?
I think they need to bring on Patrick Schick, a bit of fresh legs up top, to be honest. I think Paulson's put in a decent shift tonight. He always presses, he always gives 100%, but they might need to bring him on to start giving them something else to think about. I think if you're Atletico Madrid, Thomas Lamar's introduction should be imminent. Lodi is creating that down the left at the moment, and he's reached the byline with it. He might cross it in on his left and earn a corner. And he will. Yeah. The smartest thing to do. He was back to pin to the left-hand side. And they're going for that quick one again to Ferreira Carrasco. He's
still going to go.
Side, drives it, deflection, corner again.
I thought I was going in for a second. I was like, why is Galaxy not diving? He knew it was going wide, but there was a worry. I mean, you look at the benches of Leipzig, you've got Orban, Haidara, Forsberg, Taylor Adams, come on, Lookman, Schick, Mukiele, and Bogo, the keeper. And then 4 youths. I
think you're looking at maybe Adamola Lookman as a possible bit of pace option, and Forsberg as another midfielder. The corner has come in. It is eventually clear, but it's fell to Carrasco, who strikes with the left. It's blocked again. But there's no man up front for Leipzig, so they can't build a counter. They were all back to defend, and Trippier will lift a long ball to nobody by the looks of that one.
Ooh. But I don't know what Halsberg were expecting there.
Expecting Galaxy to come and get it, but he's had to keep the pressure on as he clears it for a throw-in. What do you think in terms of subs then? I've made my statement.
I think it's Schick. Paulson's looking a bit gassed out now. Eject a little bit more pace. Obviously, I know Schick isn't the quickest, but he's probably got a bit more pace than Paulson. And Atletico, Kieran's just said, get Lamar on to score the winner.
Yep.
Lamar's probably your best option off the bench behind the people behind probably João Felix and probably Morata. Yeah, you can obviously bring on Vitolo as well, but I'd say Bill Lamar who comes on.
Yeah, I think that'd be the most sensible option from Simeone. I think there is Haidara and Patrick Schick. Is it Haidara? I think the midfielder getting ready.
Yeah, it's either Haidara or Lookman.
Haidara.
We'll find out.
We will. Sabitzer picking up the ball in the midfield, trying to drive forward. But there is space on the left. They're looking for him in Angelino, and he's just looking for options.
And they'll slow it down a bit. But again, Leipzig, when they attack, they do look... Uncle Cool loses it. Never mind.
No, I think I do understand what you mean. But Marcus Llorente is finally picking up the ball there, and he's driven past him. But there's going to be a foul.
Oh, that's a foul. Okay, I won't see it as a yellow card foul, but I suppose 82nd minute now, 8 minutes left in this game. Yeah. Can any team get that goal?
We saw a late winner last night, and we might see another one again tonight. It was for the pull by Kevin Campbell. I think that makes it. Danny Olmo, the goal scorer, will be removed for Patrick Schick, so they may be going 2 up top, and Nkunku will be replaced by Haidara. It was man who's had a lot of troubles with injuries, Haidara, but nice to see him back.
Yeah, I mean, and it's nice seeing Nagelsmann actually go for it. Put 2 up for why not? And Nkunku and Olmo have had great games as well. So Haidara and Schick can fill in the shoes of the 2 men they've come off top.
Yeah, Danny Olmo, obviously, that goal was absolutely brilliantly taken, and he can be happy with his body of work tonight. But this is the thing, it's 1-1. We've got 7 minutes to go, and as you say, if it stays like this, it's going to extra time, and I'm down for it. I am down for it, but if we see another late goal like last night, late drama's good as well. So it's a win-win.
We've had a comment from Panav, said hello, and then who will go down next season? I know it's nothing to do with Champions League, but...
Mate.
Pardon?
What league?
I'm guessing it's Premier League, going off his... he's got the Premier League thing. So I'm guessing it is Premier League.
Who will go next? Who will go down next season? Oh my God!
Fulham, Leeds. I don't know.
Palace, if they lose Zaha. Who was down there this year? Villa might have outstayed the welcome.
Yeah.
and West
Leeds
Brom.
Villa. Leeds
West, oh,
Villa. West Brom. Why
yeah,
not?
West. Oh, we've just named about 8 different teams. There you go. Any of them could go down. If was Morata fouled on the right side, he was.
Yeah,
And
it
Kieran
does well.
Trippier.
Can we get
Kieran
a
Trippier
repeat?
stand over it.
Trippier!
No, not from there. He is far on the right hand side.
Switch it with his left foot.
No, he's near the corner flag. He's getting ready to take. Hands in the air. The ball's whipped in.
Someone's down in the box.
Yeah, someone's down again. It's every time, and Laurenti will chip one back in. Morata's onside, but Galaxy will rise and catch. We're entering the final 5 minutes, Rowan. If you're one of these managers, would you save your changes for extra time, get a lot of fresh legs on?
I think if you're Leipzig's, is it 5 changes they get?
You can have 5 changes now and then 1 extra, so 6 in extra time.
Yeah, if you're Leipzig, save the remainder of your changes. If you're Atletico, maybe make 1 more, and then even the subs up with the opposition, and then wait and see. It's all to do with which team's who's trained for match fitness better.
Yeah, of course, Thomas Partey as well on the bench. It's surprising not to see him involved at all. But on the left, Angelino has picked it up. He's spun in behind, but it's a terrible ball by Haidara. Angelino's been doing that all night, getting forward. He's much more of an attacking left back than a defensive one.
He's been. We talked about Upamecano being man of the match. Angelino's got to be in for a shout. The way he's really created chances.
I think it's just some of his general play has been poor on the ball rather than. But in terms of his movement, it's been really, really good. But they tried to get forward then through Carrasco and João Felix. It's interesting to see them two rotate because Carrasco is dropping now back in, whereas Felix is wide left.
Yeah.
Not sure if 4-5-1. I doubt it.
Possibly. Llorente's been switching it back and forth though.
Yeah, because Carrasco is not. Maybe he just fills in when Carrasco makes that.
Maybe. That
long busting run forward. I'm surprised he's lasted as long as he is because he's been making runs all night, Carrasco, and he does look knackered, to be fair.
Yeah. Panav said 20 Fulham, 19th Palace, West Brom 18th, Leeds 17th. Leeds will survive. Since Grealish will stay and they have Dino, I think they will be safe.
Yeah, I think Palace, if they lose Zaha, are really in trouble.
Yeah.
And they were on bad form before the season ended and they dropped lots of places. And I remember if Roy Hodgson lost on the final day, he would have been sacked, I think, or something like that.
Haidara just going into the book there, just swipes at Llorente. So being on a pitch, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, already on a yellow.
And already given away a foul because there's been many a foul in this game.
They have. It's been an aggressive game from both sides, really. Surprised to see that Elsterberg and Savic are still on the pitch, so having that big collision just before the end of the half.
Yeah, I think we both thought that maybe they would, maybe a few concussion checks, but they must be okay. It looked like a really dangerous clash, but maybe it's one of them that looks worse than it truly is. And that's a lovely ball from Oblak to João Felix.
Under control. Just whack a bit of bandage on and you're safe.
Yeah, indeed. It's a lovely ball from the outside of the foot of Sabitzer. In behind on the left-hand side to Angelino, who's cut it back. On the edge, Tyler Adams strikes.
Oh! Come on!
Take the lead. Julian Nagelsmann cannot believe it.
Who would have thought?
Jan Oblak is laughing at it because it's so comical. And it's a beautiful ball outside of the foot from Marcel Sabitzer to unleash Angelino down the left. Drills it across the floor to the edge of the box where the fullback or right wing back Tyler Adams is waiting. It's a nothing shot. It's just a strike at goal. But I think it takes a deflection.
It does.
Of Stefan Savic, I think.
And it who would have thought? With Leipzig sub you've brought on Schick, but it's Tyler Adams sent CDM, the right back, the American. Could this be the difference maker for Leipzig and send them through to I think it's their first ever semi-final in the Champions League?
And the bench cannot believe it. Nagelsmann can't believe it. I can't believe it. Unfortunate for Atletico is it's a deflection from their own player, which I think Oblak's saving that shot. It's not a great shot. Oh, but the deflection, it's unbelievable. Surely Lamar or someone just...
It's Leipzig who are going to make the sub.
Oh, they're just going to run down the clock.
Yeah. But also, Adams unmarked. He had acres of space and...
Yeah.
I mean, led to the goal.
Yeah, and this is a real unbelievable end. Tyler Adams on the 88th minute may just have... Is Morata all right? Yeah, he's fine. He's fine now. Now the foul's not been given. He's bloody fantastic. And what an end to this game. That is... No, ref. Come on.
Oh, it's not Lookman, it's Mukalele. Centre-back coming on.
Yeah, it's now time to batten down the hatches if you are RB Leipzig. What an unbelievable second half we've had. A knee in the back from Jimenez and Sabitza's down. I'm sure he will milk this for every penny it's worth. And what it is worth to RB Leipzig tonight.
Alex Agos take a piss and it's a goal for Leipzig. Yeah, Tyler Adams. Deflection goal.
I don't know what's being called here, but with him down, I'm hoping they do add more on for this injury, because I hate this in football sometimes, especially if it's your team.
Yeah, just pause the clock. So is he rib possibly or winded?
I think I'm going to say buying time, to be honest with you. I think.
Yeah, but
Angelino drills it. It is an unfortunate deflection.
It is.
Stefan Savic, he's just stood there and he just flicks up off his boot and into the back of the Atletico Madrid net.
And I know Liverpool fans will be very, very excited. But can't say Leipzig haven't deserved it. I do think they've been the better side in this game. I think when João Felix came on for Atletico have been playing incredibly well, but yeah.
It says 5 added on. We've already played a minute of it.
I think he'll let it carry on for a couple more.
I hope so, because... but when your team's winning, you're going to time waste, and it's not against the rules of the game. Finally, Mukiele will come on, maybe for Sabitzer, because that would make...
Yeah, then it is for Sabitzer, yeah.
And there's a player getting ready there. Is it Vitola?
Yes.
Is it?
16.
I think they're going centre-halves up front. Centre-halves up front.
Well, Marcus Llorente is there. Very strange sub.
They're just going to get him to win the long balls from the goalkeeper.
Are they going 3 at the back, then Trippier and thingy as full-backs?
I think they're legitimately putting Felipe up front. To win long balls. Like, get his head on the long ball. So, more height. And he's up there.
Go on, Felipe. Imagine, bangs it in.
Lodi picks it up on the left-hand side. He's dribbling well. That's going to be a foul, surely, ref. It is. Set pieces.
Doing this well. Can't say Leipzig haven't deserved it, and this makes it even more gutting for Atalanta because they could have had a great chance getting into the final. I was going to say, incredible. This is Tyler Adams' first goal since moving to Leipzig. Last goal came from when he was playing New York.
Unbelievable. Lodi is over the free kick now, and obviously
opportunity.
The centre-backs up top, Felipe, more height in the box. You've got to avoid the goalkeeper. You've got to put it in that area where he can't come and claim it. It's into the box. It's headed by Patrick Schick. Cleared by Upamecano, and everyone is back. Sayul plays it to Carrasco. He's line up a shot.
Big nervy moments for both sides here.
Yeah, indeed. It will be a corner. Miscommunication between Schick and Galaxy. He was out his net for a moment there.
And he's up.
All Black's up. Lodi is over it again. He's over the corner. He's going to whip the ball in. He's to the head. All Black's near there, but it's fell to Carrasco. Oh, he's got to go wide. Trippier does try and find Lodi again. It's cleared. It's just going to be waves of attack. Sayul drills it to Morata. The ball's free. Oh,
He's still
Felipe
going to
wins
go.
it.
Look at the wing. Look at the wing. It's crossed
Lodi
in.
chips it in. It's cleared by Halstenberg. Karate kick. What an ending we've got here. A minute and a half left to go, maybe a bit added on. Felipe does win the first header. Carrasco wins the second. He's fell. Morata chips over.
Oh, he can't get it under control.
It's unbelievable. It's back out to Renan Lodi. No, it's going to be a throw-in. And 1 minute nearly to go for Atletico Madrid. And it is literally everyone back, apart from Yusuf Poulsen now. It's
Black will ping it up.
He's gone for that switch. Morata doesn't quite win it. Campbell anywhere will do for RB Leipzig. Unbelievable. Trippier. A throw-in.
So close here.
It's unbelievable. Oblak will go with the long ball to the centre half. Felipe wins the header, but it's going to have too much on it. And Galaxy. How long? Oh, and Angelino's gone down with cramp.
Oh, cramp. I mean, there is obviously going to be some another 2 minutes because of Sabitzer, and
I'm hoping.
I don't think Nagelsmann's actually happy.
They're asking him to. The ref's not happy.
I love Angelino. He's great.
Perfectly fine.
Referee screaming, Angelino. Don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Galactic goes along with it now. There's got to be more added on because of what happened earlier. Poulsen,
and this referee seems like it does seem like a referee who will add that time on.
Yeah, brilliant hold-up play though from Yusuf Poulsen. He's not had the greatest of games today. Now Angelino will have the ball. It's pretty much to the corner.
Oh, Poulsen!
And is that a foul? It's a throw-in for Atletico Madrid, and surely they've got to speed it up a little bit here. They're going very slow.
Yeah, Simeone just shouting.
Felipe wins the header. Carrasco. I think the ref has given an atrocious decision, as that is not a foul.
I think it yellow for Jimenez.
He puts Jimenez. I think that's it. I think that is it now.
Let's look at this. Ooh,
he's kicked him. He has kicked him.
I don't think it's a foul. I just think Adams should go. Adams is going down. Just do you know when you fall and right on your coccyx and it just stings?
I think looking back, it's probably a foul. Probably kicks him just a little bit, but no, I think this will be enough. And I think RB Leipzig will be heading to a Champions League semi-final.
Who would have thought?
Oh, who would have thought? What a strange tournament this is going to be anyway. Poulsen does brilliantly to win the header. Angelino does brilliantly, and that is going to be...
Let's go getting frustrated.
Yeah. And I don't know why this is necessary from the Leipzig players.
Haidara has to be careful here, just because second yellow. If he gets sent off here, he won't be available for the next tie.
Yeah, and I think if you're Leipzig now, you just need to keep your head because there's not much time left. It's so pointless to get a sending off or to, add more time on than already is added on because we are in the 7th minute.
I think we're going to 10 minutes here.
No,
there's been so many pauses though.
I think it's out. Next long ball, and the game's over. He's drilled it towards the corner. It's into the hands of Jan Oblak.
Oblak collects that well, Jan
Oblak has gone long. Felix doesn't win the header, but he has won the knockdown.
Last chance saloon for Atletico.
Felipe wins it.
Galaxy comes out.
Is it? What is he given there? He's given a free kick to Galaxy.
And I think it's over.
It is. It was a ball to be challenged for.
It is over.
Galaxy wins it.
It's over. You don't have the sound of the whistle's gone. There you go. What
an unbelievable second half of football has been created. And RB Leipzig will be heading to the Champions League semi-final. They face PSG. Atletico are out. Unbelievably, they beat the reigning champions, but they cannot beat the debut boys. That is RB Leipzig. They were in there a few years ago, but this is their debut at this stage of the tournament.
Yeah.
Noni looks starstruck. But overall, Rowan, what is your thoughts and opinions about that? What a second half we've just witnessed.
What a second. We were complaining at half time. It was boring. And I tell you what, Danny Olmo getting that goal, you think Leipzig going through here. Then João Felix comes on and just makes that impact that you wanted. He wins the penalty. He slots the penalty away. And then the man who you probably wouldn't have thought would be that goal scorer threat, Tyler Adams, it's a deflection, but all goals count in football. And Atletico gave it everything at the end. And eventually they couldn't do it. Kieran, I mean, what a dramatic game.
The joys of the one-legged tie. Both teams really did go for it. And what an unbelievable result for Red Bull Leipzig. Yeah. They will, as I say, be facing PSG in nearly maybe just less than a week's time, I'm pretty sure. So overall, I think Leipzig probably better team on the night after João Felix changed the game when he came on. But overall, Leipzig thoroughly deserved to go through. A deflected shot is sadly what sends Atletico Madrid out the tournament.
Just such a great dramatic ending. It's what you want in your football. An energetic second half. You see when João Felix came on, the game was high tempo. And again, a team who probably dominated the game get the win.
Yeah, sadly he didn't get to start. He tried everything he could when he came on. But this Timo Werner, we said it when they scored, and we thought coming into this game, Leipzig were not going to be able to conjure up enough without Timo Werner. They have done even better. They have managed to knock out Atletico Madrid. And what a tournament this has been. It was never going to be a tournament like any other. We've never had a situation like this. And 2 quarterfinals down and 2 late winners in both games. And Rowan, there's more to come. And it is the festival of watchalongs. If you've got the schedule, have you got the schedule?
I don't have the schedule, but I was saying before we do the promotion, just final comments in the chat. Never a foul. This ref got 2-1 Leipzig on his Aka. That was from Kieran. Leipzig PSG, the devil is smiling from Lake said, all that this train wreck of a year needs is a City PSG final. I don't actually have the schedule up here. I've obviously got the regular schedule on the channel. But I know what's coming up. If I load it up on my phone here, so obviously, yes.
So the F1 this week is in Barcelona. Is that Barcelona with an E or Barcelona with an A? Right. I will talk through the games.
Right. I did them editions at like 3 a.m. All right. I really wasn't paying attention.
You changed that. Tomorrow it is FC Barcelona with an E facing Bayern Munich in the quarterfinal. Is it going to be KD and Josh doing that one? And then the day after that, it's the final quarterfinal of this run of 4 games. It's Manchester City versus Lyon, which is KD and Rowan.
It is,
and then the day after that, it's Sevilla versus Man United. It's Rowan and KD again. And it's back to me and Josh in 4 days' time when it is Inter Milan versus Shakhtar. The fun never stops during these one-of-a-kind European tournaments. And next Tuesday, it is confirmed Leipzig versus PSG. And this tournament could not get any better. Rowan, thank you for joining me in what is
thank you for having me.
And that's all the stuff down there that you need to worry about.
Regular content.
Regular content. Because it's all a bit shuffled at the moment because there's no NFL Corner. We're on hiatus. And we've got all the watch-alongs. So absolutely unbelievable night. As I say again, thank you very much, Rowan.
Thank you very much, Kieran.
Thank you very much. If you were new, comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you for joining us. If you did, put a comment in the chat. And we will see you all tomorrow. 90th minute winner, anyone?
Oh, get in there. Peace.